All right, guys, 2 o'clock. Thanks so much, Brad. We'll take you right through to the close. Welcome to the close. Going to be an interesting one today. Pretty negative here following Fed Chair Powell's comments. If you missed it early on this morning, I guess it wasn't too early, about 10:30 or so, saying that, yeah, transitory no longer. Get used to inflation. It might be here for a while, saying that it may be the second half of next year before we get prices coming back down to earth a little bit. Here we go, 1.26 currently for the S&P, the Dow 1.5%, the NASDAQ not good, 1.12%. Remember, it was the NASDAQ that was leading when we last spoke. If you joined us early on this morning, TSX here in Toronto, 1.6, 2.4 for Brazil. Yeah, look at crude oil, 6% to the downside, just fell off a cliff as soon as those comments started coming from Fed Chair Powell and Janet Yellen this morning. Ethereum still holding on to a nice gain. Bitcoin basically back to break even. Here we go. Here's a look at the S&P 500. Find the positive stocks. That's going to be the game for the afternoon. There's Apple up 2.28% right now. Pfizer, another one in positive territory, 3.4%. If you remember, there was positive news out of Europe today. The EU health regulator suggesting that both Merck and Pfizer's antiviral treatment for COVID-19 showing very, very positive initial signs in testing. BIO in positive territory, PKI, but everything else, the bigger story, very much in negative territory. Big moves to the downside. There's the tech sector, INTU, DXC, CDNS among the leaders. Semiconductors, very red. The entire industrial group in negative territory. These are all the airlines here, AAL, UAL, Alaskan, there's FedEx and UPS as well. PWR, URI, to name a few. Capital goods. The cruise lines are here, the hotels are here, retailers are here, yeah. New COVID variant may or may not be, depending on how you look at it, good for retailers at this point. The market's saying no bueno, unfortunately. Here we go with the NASDAQ. INTU, CDNS, some of the software makers, I should say, to the downside. Marvell, NVIDIA, AMD in the semiconductor group. There's Apple down there getting squished. I zoomed in too much, apparently. PDD, Pinduoduo, the Chinese names back to the downside. JD as well, back to the downside, almost 4%. Pinduoduo down 8% right now. That's way more than it was this morning. Facebook here, Match, Chatter, Fox A, all big time negativity. Even Moderna, 3.7%. It was among the leaders if you joined us early on this morning in the pre-market. To the upside, going to be an interesting afternoon. As I said, we have lots to discuss. Lots has obviously happened since last we spoke. Trader Brad doing a great job today without Miss V. We hope Miss V will get well and come back and join us once again tomorrow. We're going to kick things off this afternoon, as we do always, with a bit of a look back at some opportunities. Again, things kind of changed, if you hadn't noticed, since the pre-market to now. So we'll work through what is going to be available for us to trade maybe this afternoon, heading into the final 2 hours of trade. Without further ado, let's get on to a trade review, a single trade review. Neil is back tomorrow. That means Sean's on deck talking about one of his trades today.
Hey guys, what's up? Thank you for watching again. This is the closing show, and this is your trade of the day. This is a good one for me. I was really happy to make this one early, and thank God we were able to get out. This is actually like a 2- and 3-part trade of the day. Yesterday we had CCL, and it was a loser, and I want to thank everybody so much for your comments. And I agree. I think we learn a little bit more when we lose on trades than when we win, but the idea remains the same. You gotta have a plan of action, and I just want to bring up one more time here as I'll step away. This is the sticky note, and today we had some great notes on here. 350 short on Moderna. We didn't even look at Tesla. Buy any dips in AMD was working. These are all for the morning. And then right here, Roblox should be strong again, right? With all these different concerns here, with virus concerns, staying at home again. We like that. We like the fact that it's also a NASDAQ pusher. Like, I know they're listed on New York, but it goes with tech stocks and coronavirus. So I like this. Watch out for the 130 break long, right? So that's that. So we can close this, and then we'll talk about the trade itself. So we are actually looking, Arun, you want to hit the close on this for a second? We're actually now going to look at the trade itself, guys. So let's have a quick look at this. What we were looking for was was a break long. And where would that break long be? How about right here, 130, right? We looked back and we were like, you know what? Maybe we found a bottom. Now remember, this is all today, but we're just looking from here over. So we have 130 here, and then we have 130 again right there. So if we like the long, we got to find its plot to get in. We were expecting a dip down. We actually put our bids down in here. On the open, 126, 127, just in case we got one of those bids to drop down in. Now let's look at a 1 minute chart here to see what we did today. Roblox, actually, we don't even get into the trade until about 9:40ish. You can see it kind of just bounces around. It actually ticks all the way down to 127 and change. We were at 126 something. We never got filled there, so I guess we were wrong. We're at 126, 125 there on Roblox. We never get filled, but then it's off to the races. And remember, we had the 130 target on the sticky note, and again right now on our board. So here it is right here. Comes right back up to the upside. This blue line, that is the 130. It cracks it, and we go long instantly. We actually wound up getting a great fill. I think it was like 130.16, something like that. We always cross up. Remember, if you're trying to get a key level, don't just put in your limit bid for 130. Put it to like 130.50. You'll get filled something in between, but at least you'll get filled. Rips upside, right? This is in the same minute. We take a $1.50 victory, win on half the trade. Great trade. We're like, yeah, we got $1.50. Remember, the NASDAQ's kind of iffy this morning. Boom, right up to the upside. It battles around here. Very, very proud of myself. We didn't get out. And again, why didn't we get out? We didn't see any levels. There's no levels up here on the upside, right? You could have maybe taken it out here at 134. That's today. There's nothing here that we were looking at, right? We could scroll back over here and I'm going to show you the 137. As it's bouncing around, we actually target. And it's too bad I can't really show you this, but it's right back in here, 137. I should have zoomed back a little. Yeah, can you move that over? Yeah, take away there we go. Arun's helping me right here. Thanks, Arun. But here's 137 right in here, right? So that was going to be an area of concern for us. That's probably good, Arun. As you go down here, back to the 18th, 19th or so, right? We have that spot, 137. So we're like, hey, did we find a spot? Yes, we did. And there it is right there, 137. So we actually saw it bounce around. We got a little bit iffy because we're like, what are we going to do? So we actually took out 136.50 as it was bouncing around there. It turned out to be a great out because it goes right back to 134.50 before making a new high at 138. And then, of course, Powell hits the mic and we see the downward move on the transitory talk all the way to the downside. Part two now of the trade, okay? This is what we did again. We let it fall all the way. Can you believe this fall? Just how dramatic is that? Almost in like, this is a 1 minute chart, like 10 minutes all the way to the downside. We pick up 130 again. However, remember, look, $1.50, $6.50, okay? Once this fails right here, that out is 129.50. So this bid is 130.03. We lose 50 cents on the downside. Good thing we got out. Boom, it crashes all the way down again. Then we use these pre-market levels right here of 128. Hey, let's try again. We like Roblox. Boom, in there, out again, 127.50. So we take two shots at it. We lose 50 cents both times. And good thing we got out. We don't get out there, bang. We don't get out there, bang, to the downside. But that's Roblox today. Look, we learn our lesson. We take $6.50 long. We take $1.50 long and a couple small exits when we're wrong. So I think that's the key here. Let your runners ride, but make sure you get out of your losers. Always have a trade in mind next time, guys. This is your trade of the day. We love us some Roblox. I hope you learned a bit.
So many opportunities this morning presented themselves, whether you were looking at a Roblox or any of the vaccine-related, COVID-related names. We're going to talk about a few coming up here. Just saw the Dow, I should say, now completely erasing yesterday's gains after the big sell-off on Friday. So right back to basically where we started the week for the Dow. That is, if you're wondering, the watch list, guys. We send it out every single morning before we come on at 8:30, absolutely free for you. This week, we are so happy to have it sponsored by Manscaped. QR code will get you 20% off from Manscaped, guys. So I wanted to highlight a few things here. I think it's very important. Well, I mean, we'll obviously discuss the Powell comments and what that means going forward. Obviously, negativity for the market so far. But I think it's important that we kind of put some context on this Omicron thing and really have an idea of what we're talking about here. So we saw on that board that I showed right out of the gate that Pfizer was still higher. I'll show you the chart here in a second. But we came into this headline this morning, the EU drug regulator, saying that initial signs, anyways, their initial data coming from a study seem to be very positive for both Merck and Pfizer's antiviral treatment of COVID-19. There's also this to mention this afternoon from the Miami Herald. There's new data that was published in a study. So this study included 1.1 million people who were fully vaccinated, 2 doses of vaccines. 0.08%, or 978 of those 1.1 million people got a breakthrough case of COVID-19. Of that 0.08%, 38% were immunocompromised people. So, I mean, we're talking about teeny tiny little numbers here, guys, but it's worth mentioning on a day when the market is so red. Here's Pfizer up nearly 3%, guys.
Yo, what's up? Yeah, I mean, and Pfizer, we actually talked about this on the on Prad's show. It's one of the longs I'm still holding. I'm only in one position right now, and it's the Pfizer long. And again, I was just loving the fact that when we dipped down there, you saw Roblox there and some of these tech names drop, I mean, infinitely back to days low and below then and turning red. And Pfizer was just like, no, thank you. It stayed up pretty high here, and I think it makes a lot of sense. We're getting news now that the booster shots are going to be approved for for younger, I was going to say patients, but people, I guess, there. So I think that was in the UK. So they got some love on that bump. And obviously in the United States, the same thing. Here in Canada, they'll be upping the boosters. And then as you go, you know, who knows what's going to happen with more and more variants. I like Pfizer here. And we actually started the show, if you remember, Arun, and we sort of talked about it, that I don't know why Pfizer was down yesterday. I mean, we talked about that, why Moderna was up a little bit, and then Pfizer from 55 all the way back down to 52. We actually touched even lower than that today. 51.93 is the day's low, 51.90, and that's surprising to me. I think Pfizer still works in this environment, no matter what, and I hate to say it because it sucks, but it looks like we're going to be getting probably a couple more boosters, which to me is unbelievable, but again, being no doctor, I'm going to leave that to the experts. And Pfizer just continues to bank on all that, right? Supply chain be damned. Pfizer's going to get these jabs into everybody, and it's going to continue to work. So I like Pfizer here. I think you can continue to buy some dips, and we'll continue to do that. We should have been buying down here. Instead, we buy this break and take a little bit out, and then watch it go about $1 in the money. Now it's kind of fading back in, but I like Pfizer here. And you know, when there's blood in the NASDAQ, you know, like this move, you know, continuing through, you know, the best spot to run maybe is going to be healthcare right now because of the fact that, I mean, especially a name that's in the vaccine space. I know there's Novavax, you traded there yesterday, Arun, and then Moderna today. We love that 250 level, and that broke, and it was see you later to 230.
Yeah, and Pfizer is actually one of the names that we were looking at earlier. I mentioned that I wanted to focus in on around this 53.50 going up to 54. There's a decent amount of volume going back the last 2 trading sessions, and then how would we react when we got up there? And we really struggled. For the most part, we tried to get through 53.50, backed off, tried 54, backed off, and finally, like around 1 p.m., we got through 54, and now we're kind of working with some support. But at the same time, you're kind of limited on what you can get. Think about this. Say you go long 54. The top end of this is 55.5 of yesterday's high, somewhere around 55.60 something. So that's your top end. Your bottom, based on where the volume's sitting, is around 53.50. So you know 53 even would have to be your stop. Can you make that back? Like what you're risking. If you take 54 long, you're risking $1. Can you make $1? Yes, but it's going to be quite the grind to get up there. So that's just one of those things where the trade is there now. There's enough support to warrant a long. But at the same time, I think you got to try to get the best risk rewards in this case for this stock and this type of setup. I'm not a fan of putting up $1 to maybe make $1.50, knowing that it's going to run into resistance. So I'd rather just let it come back down, see what it does at 54, at 53.50, and then maybe put up 50 cents and see if we can't get a run to the top. Another stock I am looking at though is Teledoc. And somebody in the chat put it up. I looked at the chart. The Teledoc, yeah. Somebody in the chat put it up, and I looked at it. I was like, yeah, that actually looks like a chart I can work with. 102, if that breaks up, you can take a long towards 104 with 100 as your risk. If you break 100, though, watch out, because you know 100 is a big round number. There's going to be some stops go off. As long as it can stay below 100, like trade below 100, then potential shorts with the 102 stop. So you have both sides of the trade available, 102 or 100. That's one thing I want to keep an eye on because that does look like a decent setup. So if whoever that was that put it in the chat, thank you, because that actually now is on my radar.
Teledoc, again, another name for the reopen, for the closing, I guess, as people are going to make their decisions and their medical advice online now if they can't make it to said doctor. Okay, we hit that off because it's a new trade alert. Short. So again, for the first time here today, you're going to see Roblox with a little purple sign there. It's going to be a short. So we're going to short Roblox here in a room. We talked about this a couple minutes ago, actually, about an hour ago. Anyways, and that was just turning this upside down. And if we turned Roblox upside down here, the chart, I would be looking for a break long through 130.50. So instead, we're going to do the complete opposite. We're not used to going short. Well, we are. We don't care. But not on Roblox. Anyways, we like that name. I'm going to go short against this 130.50. So normally we wait for some consolidation around here. I'm going to take it a little bit early. You can see the NASDAQ has started to move back up. And on my trade review, I talked about, that this is going to follow the market. You see that it does exactly do that. I mean, we dropped, when the NASDAQ dropped here, let's just call it from 16,400, 16,420 down to 16,125. So you get a big movement down here starting at 10:30. Look what Roblox does at 10:30. So Roblox at 10:30 goes from 136, basically straight line down $8 to 128 and change. So if the market wants to pull back a little bit here, which I'm wondering if it's going to do that, man, we're basically at the bouncing spot right here. And I actually want to get your opinion as Roblox now starting to go down into the money, Arun. Isn't this a level that you would probably short? I don't know what it's looking like on the ES. You talked about maybe trading the NASDAQ a little differently than the ES, but we're right back here, right on the triple Qs, which of course is the NASDAQ one. Well, this is actually the futures contract. Right back here, 16,220. This was the spot where we got to before falling again. So Powell talks, says some nice stuff. Then it falls right back down, and we're right at those levels again. So we're short Roblox right now. We're in the money 30, 40 cents. We'll see where it goes. But are you in any futures positions?
I don't have any futures positions, but yeah, generally this would be an area that I would work with because I'm looking at where the volume is sitting. Pretty much starts around 16,200 based on how we traded in the pre-market, and then all the way up to 16,300. So it's 100 points wide. So let's just say you decide to take a short, right? NASDAQ contracts, let me just zoom this out. Now this contract right here, so each contract you take is leveraged 20 times. So one point is $20, right? You need to risk about 120 points to make sense of this trade. Otherwise, it's gonna be too tight. You could try to play, at least the way I look at it, I like to play zones, and sometimes the zones are really wide. It's going to be very expensive to put up 120 points. Yes, if you take 200 and it breaks 16,100, you can make that back easily. That just seems really wide in terms of risk. Of course, there's so many different ways of trading it. There's going to be people that momentum traded that try to grab a few points here and there. There's so many ways, but my approach is kind of this kind of position style of looking at things. And it gets very expensive, and this is kind of the reason why I stay away. Because it's harder to get a read on something like this. 100 points, 120 points on a short on the NASDAQ right now seems a little excessive. So from my experience, I just kind of go with the ES and the S&P. That's leveraged 50 times, but I can control the risk. I see the charts a little bit better with that. So I'm just going to go ahead, wait on a trade on the ES. It could be either way. It could really be shorts. Shorts are still on the table. As long as we stay below 46.10, shorts are still on the table. This market's still negative. It is still down just over, 1.25%. It is, yes, it's coming up right now, but keep in mind, as we get into the end of the day, what time is it? 2:19. As we get into the end of the day, we have the MSCI rebalance. That is going to provide some volatility. These imbalances are going to be larger. Normally, we talk about imbalances coming out at 350. Well, these ones should be larger than normal because there's a rebalance attached to them. So there's going to be some large institutional block orders that are going to be thrown in there. So you don't know how large they're going to be for each stock as portfolios get adjusted. There will be some imbalances that we got to keep an eye on. And if these imbalances end up in some big tech names that have heavy weights in these indexes, you're going to see some large moves. If Apple or Microsoft have some large sell-side imbalances or buy-side imbalances, the market will go with that stock because, well, they have large weights like I mentioned. So just be aware that there's a lot of volatility ahead. Given the type of day we've had, I think you can expect it. You're on edge, right? You're watching out for the volatility that this market could potentially bring. Just be aware that after 3:30, when some closing programs come on, you'll see a kick up in volume, kick up in volatility, and then at 3:50, when the numbers get released, we'll show it on screen. We'll show our imbalance locator. This is what it looks like. Data is not accurate because this is, as you can see, the market time is 9:30 in the morning. That was the last update we got. But once we get the actual update from the floor, which comes in at 3:50 Eastern time, we'll have it out here and we'll see how large these imbalances are. Brendan?
All right, there's a couple of things to be aware of this afternoon as we head towards that event that is coming at the end of the day. I wanted to mention this OP, Ocean Pacific, I believe it's called, or Ocean something or other. So this is a spin-off of Diana Shipping. This is day one of trading for OP. We had AERC, which I believe was 2 days ago or 3 days ago, came to market. Teeny tiny little float, was up 1,000%. It was actually the end of last week, Thursday or Friday of last week, was up 1,000% by the end of the week last week and has essentially collapsed today. So here we go. Here's another one that's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, 20 easily halts, guys, on the very, very first day of trade, being teeny tiny little float, this OP AERC, one that Trader Prad was dealing with as well.
Ocean Pal Inc., they say. Yeah, I mean, when a stock opens like this, I mean, honestly, like, I know there's a lot of social media and I know there's a lot of people, if we can come to the chart, guys, it's probably, yeah, thanks, Lucas. Like, you know, you open up here, I mean, why is it even halting? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, this trade here, guys, is 15,000 shares according to the volume, and then it halts, right? And then again, right here, I mean, how many shares is this? Even on a reopen, 60,000 shares right here on a reopen, and then a reopen. Like, it's getting to be ridiculous, these halts. I really feel like the SEC needs to step in here and either someone's need to price these things a little bit better, or we got to take away halt bans for stocks like this, because, like, is this, I don't know, do you have a halt count somewhere, Brendan? Because I mean, I might have missed it, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and currently in its 18th halt? Like, this is just, honestly, it's getting to be stupid. And when this thing reopens back up, like, we opened at $5 or wherever this, we have $5. So what, now it's gonna reopen here and chill out at 650? Why not just get your stuff together and, you know, figure this out so that this doesn't happen? Because you know what, quite frankly, Arun and Brendan and everybody listening, I'm tired of traders getting blown out. Look, it's a great opportunity to make some money, but this thing shouldn't open, and we've seen it happen over and over again. And I know, because I get tweets, I get people messaging me saying I've just lost everything, or I made a ton of money, or whatever. But this is just gambling straight up. Like, unless you know something about OP, that it's mispriced or whatever, like, it shouldn't double in 3 trades. Like, 1 trade, 2 trades, 3 trades, right? 3 trades, and then you open at 12. So you went up about 130% in 3 trades. 1, 2, 3, halt, open. You know, that's absolutely ridiculous. So, I mean, I hope they can get it all figured out. But hey, until then, guys, let's just keep stacking the money, and hopefully we can make the right trades. I just feel horrible that some people are actually looking at this and trying to trade it. There it is. Now we're back open. Let's see what happens again. How much longer? 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Anyways, hopefully this doesn't halt. Here it goes. It's going to halt again. Like, if this makes a move back to the downside to about 6, what was it to get? 6, yeah, I was going to say 640, 630. This thing's going to halt again. So again, who knows what this is doing, but I'm really sick and tired of these kind of names. Thank you for listening to that rant, but let's just make some money.
All right. Are we waiting?
Let's talk trading skills, guys. It's that time of day. We'll jump into a little bit of a discussion here when it comes to, when you're a beginner, what are the best and most important skills that you need to concentrate on and improve upon when you're first starting out in the market? We all have stories of trading when we first started. Let's go through a few here right now, guys, and talk a little bit about those skills that we really need to sharpen quickly when you first start out trading.
Okay, so I'll start with this. One of the biggest lessons I've learned over time is patience. Patience, patience, patience. Sitting on your hands after you take a trade. If you've done all the work, let's just say, for example, you figure out your strategy and this is how you want to trade, and you make a read and you take the trade. Just because it goes in the money a little bit, don't rush to the exit because you see profit. You need to allow a trade to make, allow a trade to move, because you've taken so much time to wait for one single setup or a certain style of entry that just because you're in the money, you want to get out. That kind of cuts your profit. That eats into the backing that you need in profits when you do lose, and that's going to happen. So you need patience on your winners and you need to be able to absorb your losers. That's just a reality. It's mental preparation, it's mental strength, whatever you want to call it, but it needs to be one of those things where you need to allow a trade to move. And a lot of the time, especially at the beginning, you just, you want to get in, you want to make some money. Everybody gets into this mentality that, in the stock market, you can make a ton of money. That is true if you're right and you have the right skill. It's just like any other job. It's not this one single shot, one special thing that you can do to get rich. It's a job. It takes a lot of work, and patience is part of that toolbox that you need to make things work. So once you figure out a trade, whatever your strategy is, let it work. Write it all down. I think that helps. I do have a book with my approaches, and I make adjustments all the time. I usually bring it with me. I don't have it today, but just let it work and write your trades down so you can go back through them, figure out what you did wrong, and then just improve and improve and improve. Once you get a trade going, figure out how you're going to manage it. There's different pieces of your system, but one of the key component in all of that is letting something breathe, as I call it. Letting a stock breathe. That's why a lot of the time you see me get into a position, I'm sitting here, I'm not doing a whole lot because I'm just letting it move around, because there's going to be a lot of back and forth until it may get going. You're either going to make it a binary decision, essentially. You're either going to win or you're going to lose. But if you start stepping in because you're starting to get nervous or you're starting to think that maybe it's not working, you're cutting the odds of it working in your favor from 50-50 to much less than that. So it doesn't help your case to rush things. So patience is the number one key, I think, whether it's in your winners or in your losers. But I think you've got to develop your patience.
I like that. I mean, there's actually, that's the best advice probably. But I think, develop patience and develop your style, right? And I think that's part of one and the same there. I'm going to go with, how about understanding your platform? Like understanding who your broker is, understanding the rules that they're allowing you to trade. Like right here, when we trade on the prop floor, we're not allowed to hold anything too much past 4 o'clock. We have to be closed, our positions have to be closed at 4 p.m., right? And so that changes sometimes the style of trade that you're looking at. I actually opened up right here our keyboard setup here on our P-Pro platform, P-Pro A platform here at Day Trade the World. And you could see here, understand your keys. Like I have a NASDAQ scan key right here. It's just a NASDAQ scan. This is a routing key that I use all the time to make sure that I hit dark pools and to make sure that I hit the different gateways and ECNs that we trade with here. Because again, if I use a key that doesn't route, then I may miss liquidity. And when you miss liquidity, you're not going to get the best price. So I think that's very important. I know that there are a few platforms out there where you can select, maker-taker models, taker only, trading amongst dark pools is another option. Various different aspects. Are you even allowed to trade in the pre-market? There's a lot of traders that are looking at stock and are like, oh, I'd love to get into this name, and it's 8:30 a.m. or something like that. I want to get into Roblox real early, right down here at this bottom. But unfortunately, this doesn't really matter that much, but unfortunately, my platform doesn't allow me to take that trade, so I have to wait till market opens. Or how about you're playing this, and I've heard some people make this mistake. You're playing an earnings release. All right, great. So you take the trade at 359, 358. You believe Roblox is going to beat on earnings, right? And you're like, oh, I'm going to get out at 5 p.m. or whatever. Well, guess what? Maybe your platform doesn't support aftermarket trading, right? So post-market or pre-market. So definitely, I would say a tip for beginning traders, definitely understand your platform. And then once you understand your platform, don't start trading big share sizes. Make sure that you use a lot that you're comfortable with until you're comfortable with your setup. Arun, myself, and Neil, we sit here all day and we have various charts, various things that are up. And I almost feel naked if I'm sitting here and I don't have the right layout open, or I don't have the right color scheme or something like that, or I don't have my tea, I don't have my coffee. What's up? I don't have things like that. We feel out of place. So I think that there's a few little tips there for beginning traders. Know your platform, know your surroundings, and just be comfortable, because comfort will lead you to be more stress-free and more relaxed when you're trading.
So key to not get caught off guard. I'll throw one more out there for you guys, and that is organization. If you are not organized, if you don't understand exactly what it is that you require to do this on a daily basis, it's very, very easy when you're a beginner trader to get caught in that constant circle of trying one strategy after another strategy after another strategy. every day that you come in and you lose money, you think, oh, this doesn't work, let's go on to the next thing. If you're organized and you collect data and you look at data at the end of every single day, every single week, every single month, it'll help you get on the right track. So there we go. A few keys, guys, to skills you must perfect when you're a beginning trader. Let's continue on with the conversation here, guys. I wanted to jump into a couple of things. First off, Tesla. There was a note there on Starlink from Elon. Apparently, he was tweeting about Starlink, obviously not related to Tesla, but Tesla holding on to basically a break-even day here. We're actually positive right now, 0.3%, when the overall market very much not. The market trying to bounce here, but a nice little bump up above these resistance points, guys, for Tesla.
Sean's
Are you
got a lot to say with Tesla. What's going on?
I don't have that much to say, man, other than like, I need to, you know what? Where is like a flush myself down the toilet here? I don't even know, where is that one? Oh, there it is right there. I'll flush myself down the toilet. Because the thing about Tesla is, we had this one, and I can't look at too many names throughout the day, but I wish I would have looked at Tesla a little bit more. What is this level down here, 1120? Okay, cool. 1120 is a pretty cool level. Pretty random, right? There's no way anybody would have picked that level for support, right? No, there's no way someone would make a note at 7:30 or anything talking about Tesla being support at 11:20, trying to hold it, right? Nah, there's no way that's possible. But you know, there it is right there, holding 1120. So Tesla opens up big time, man. And I should have gone right over when this cracked. We should have gone right over to Tesla, watched that 1120 level, and it just ate that level up. It's loving 1120 right there. And unfortunately, we don't have it. So that's what sucks about it. That's why I'm a little bit upset there. It holds that 1120. And why did we pick 1120? And again, you know, you just go over to Tesla here, remove this. You could see we held 1120 the last couple of days. We held it there yesterday. We held it there today. And we had a little bit of action before breaking lower, even though that's 1130. But we like that 1120 area. It holds back here as well. It's the breaking spot there, and then it holds again today. So we'll look at that later on. But that is a missed trade. Who cares? We miss trades all the time. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and beat ourselves up. But on what Brendan's talking about there, yeah, I don't even know what that was about. I saw that come through, Brendan. Let me try to find what that was again here. So it's must tweet on shifting Starlink satellite orbits come after NASA abruptly calls off spacewalk, citing debris. So I don't know if this is a step back for Starlink or what. That looks like that came out about 15 or so minutes ago. It doesn't seem like it's affecting Tesla anything at all. So Tesla just trying to follow the market here, as you can see, not doing a whole hell of a lot. So for me, I like Tesla if we can break back above this 1143. I'm currently short Roblox, but you know, if the market does take off, we like this Tesla level. And why do we like it? You just have to go back here to earlier on in the day, and maybe I just need to make this a little bit. It's different from my trade of the day now, and that's what I was talking about. Comfort. You got to have your, you know, comfortable with your charting. Right here. So this is 1144 right there. Stops, pops back up. Once it finally breaks, we go back to the downside 1131, and then look where it pops right back to 1144 again. At that level, and then basically stops one more time, and then we come right back to 1144 again, and stops and pops back, or drops, I guess, down $5. So that's going to be a good shorting area. Or if the market really gets going, like it wants to take out the top, then you could probably punch your ticket long there and use your 1138 as a bottom. But Tesla continues to be a great stock for many day traders here. I got to give a big shout out to Miss V, because normally she'd be trading this Tesla with us here today, but she is not here. Get well, Miss V. Any thoughts on Tesla?
I don't have any thoughts on Tesla, but I do want to talk about one trade I had this morning that I completely messed up, and I just got to own this one. It sucks. It was the short on BABA below 130. You see the short here. The pink arrow here is the short. That 131 and change exit is my $1.50 hit. And then you see what happens right after. I was looking at this chart. I'm like, what did I do wrong? I clearly missed something, and I realized after the fact that the majority of the volume is not above right around 130. It's up here. It's around 132/133. The stop should have actually been at 133, not at 131. I'm not sure what exactly I was thinking at the time, but I completely screwed up on this one. It would have been a nice little winner there. But hey, remember that next time you can't, you know, make those kind of mistakes. Even after trading for a while there, you still make these like judgmental errors, and you just got to minimize them. You're never going to be able to completely remove them or eliminate them, but you can minimize the amount of times that they happen, right? We talk about, Sean was talking about knowing your platform, knowing your keyboard too. like you need to know your keys, and our platform runs off of keyboard setups, right? So our F1 through F12 keys are all set up with different keys. There's been, I want to say, in this year alone, I feel like I've screwed up with my keys about 4 or 5 times, and in one where I'm thinking I'm going short, I'm going long, and I'm like, they get very expensive very quickly. So it's just one of those things where just minimize the amount of errors you make, but you can't avoid them. And this was definitely one of those errors where I just put the stop in the wrong place, and this is what happens when that kind of thing happens. The other one that everyone's talking about, let's just talk about it, AERC getting wrecked.
Yeah, people are talking about that right now.
Yeah, it's because it's rallying up now. Finally off that 14 or something, it's finally rallying back to the upside. This is AERC, what is it, starting at 104, and then we have 1 halt, 2 halts. Not 18 halts, it looks like. It was just 2 halts to the downside. There may be some more in here that we don't really see, but here it is. Here you go. Start at 104 all the way down to 14 and now bouncing back up. Like, what do you really expect though? Like, it is up, but at the same time, how much higher is it really gonna go? Because given the volume that was brought on the downside, there's checkpoints all along the way until you get to like 60. So upside may be limited, but hey, if you get lucky and you get some upside halts that run up, you might do well. So just keep an eye on this as if you want some excitement there. AERC, one of those names. The other name I was looking at, well, TDOC I mentioned to you guys, 102 or 100, depending on the side it goes. That's a trade I want. And futures not doing a whole lot. We had that initial 36 long, which we dumped for like a 3-point hit. And then we avoided this complete mess after Powell talked. And then here we are kind of working underneath 4,600. There should be something at some point. I would hope that given the volatility that's expected to come down later on today. Remember, imbalances are at 350. So after 330, I think volume should start picking up again, especially in the futures. So we'll keep an eye on if there's any trades available. We're underneath 4,600, which has been a problem for the last couple of days. Well, yesterday and then earlier today. So the fact that we're down there late in the session, which would make me think that this area needs to hold, meaning the 4,600 needs to hold. If we get through it and we trade well above it, this might be a massive support level for tomorrow to work with.
Yeah, Dominic, we'll hit this for you because Dominic is...
Okay, I'm reloaded.
Yeah, if you bought this all the way down, man, I mean, I don't know what your average price is. I can't even imagine. But we did tick down to $14, $15, something like that. So Dominic is reloaded as he's getting ready to go to the downside. Thank you for the super chat for sure, Dominic, my friend. And Prad, that wasn't super chicken, was it? I saw you come through. Super chicken, Prad? No, he's eating our sandwiches, so that's not Super Chicken. We're going to try to get Super Chicken to sponsor us the amount of times. I actually saw Lucas was crushing a Super Chicken earlier.
What is this Super Chicken hype? I haven't tried it. Is it that good?
I tried it once. Yeah, it's okay. You know what it's like? I think I was telling you, it's like a cutlet. It's like it's like
a schnitzel, like a schnitzel. You said,
exactly,
yeah,
like a schnitzel. So it's a dark. It's like a thigh, or it's some sort of a dark meat. Just basically not some sort of chicken, crushed down and then breaded and put in a nice juicy bun, and then down it goes. And Prad and everybody there, that's a sandwich there. Yeah, let's not put him on. Let's take him off. That's pretty. Okay, so there's Prad eating, enjoying himself. So thank you, Trader Prad, for everything today. And yeah, Super Chicken, enjoy it. There is one right across from our office.
Yeah, so. You know what's so funny? And we have a comment here, Nikki Boone, saying that Super Chicken is the first thing he's going to try when he comes to Canada. It's nowhere in Canada except for one place. As far as I know, it's right across the street. So it's not like a big thing in Canada. At least I've only heard of this place in one location. So right here, right across our office is Super Chicken. If you want to, try Super Chicken, you got to come here because I'm not sure if it's anywhere else. Pretty sure it isn't. It's not one of the big names out here in Canada. Definitely not in terms of chicken sandwiches. We've got all the other names: the Popeyes, the KFCs, the Mary Browns. But no Super Chickens, just the one location, I believe.
People saying on the chat, that's pretty funny there. What's up, Michael Travis? I see you there. He's talking about Super Chicken is like a meme. Everyone's talking about it, and it's not really even that good. But I think it's pretty good. I like Super Chicken. Unfortunately, the French fries are not the greatest. But okay, this is what we're talking about. Pfizer just came back in a little bit. I want to talk about this AERC, but I mean, you've already talked about it. I already went on a rant, and you know, I just feel like it's not fair because people get caught trading these things. I'm not caught. I never have been. But it's just nasty that you can't really trust anything. And again, it has nothing to do with the company. Like, you shouldn't be a $124 stock yesterday, and then today you touch 14 on no news. So whether or not there's even news or not, I mean, basically you should be, you know, declaring bankruptcy to do a move like that. So anyways, that's that. We love everything, and we especially love Mr. Brendan Wickens.
Yeah, that was the one we were discussing. It was 3.3 million share float on that. Comes to market last week. It was up 1,000% in a week. So back to earth, I guess, a little bit for AERC. A couple things to make note of here, guys. This Latham Group, which is Swim, a little bit thinly traded, but they acquired this pool company, acquired Radiant Pools for $90 million. This is another one that just popped up. I was going to mention as well, Tom's, but if I flip over here, you can see Swim up 6.5%. So not everything to the downside, just clearing some levels here on decent volume for Swim as well.
Yeah, well, like they're not. So I have an alert, not even just alert.
PPSI,
eSignal has like a hot list that you can put up. So what it looks like is something like. Let me move this here.
I can show it. Yeah,
I got it.
I
Here.
have it too.
So this is like a hot list. It just tells you what's moving fast at the moment. You can see most of it's red except for PPSI, Apple, ARDX, and the triple Q. Well, not the triple Q. It's Pfizer. It makes no sense.
You know, I thought another name was Starbucks. Starbucks still
and
down,
XPEV.
down point. Starbucks just down 0.2 right now, so that was close, and Roblox is close too.
Well, this is just a hot list, right? So
Yeah.
whatever's moving fast
Yep.
right now. Like obviously, there's going to be some other tech names that are actually up. But
The funny thing is, I don't think there is.
no.
No, really. Was there any points you had about the hot list, or just that
No,
was it?
no, I just wanted to show that the majority of it's red, and there's a few in there that are green, but it's like the PPSIs and the Apples. The Apples is just a monster today.
127.40. We're looking to take $2 right now. Well, a little bit less than $2, about $1.60 here, $1.70 on Roblox. We're waiting for this bid right now, right here. The market's coming back down. We could take this right now for $1.20 maybe. Maybe we will do that. Take out a piece right now. We went short on Roblox. We talked about that resistance right there. And then I was bidding right here, 127.50, and it went to 127.68. So right now, Roblox, I might just put this bid here, 127.60 to get out of a piece of Roblox right now. See if we can do that as it just touched down again. We waited for literally 51 again. I was like waiting at the 51 mark. I have like, you know, delusions of what happened to me on Softy there today. Just print down. Like, if this is the thing, I'm bidding 60. Arun, you can see that. Doesn't matter if you can see it or not. 127.60. We just touched, what was that, 63 there again? For us, 73. Sorry. So we are pennies away. We are pennies away. My heart can't take this. I got to get out of this right now because if I don't get out right now, then I will be somewhat.
Yeah, you got it.
There we go. Yeah. So we just take that bid. We cross up here into the dark pool and take a few pills. Take a few pills. Yeah, where are my pills anyways? Take a few fills there, and there it is. So we will go. That was a good idea, shorting that name. So we are out of half. Actually, we are out of 2/3 of that trade. 2/3 of the Roblox trade we are now out of. It comes right back into this resistance level of 127. I was waiting for 127.40, but just so you know, we wound up taking there 127.74. So we get out there 127.74. No point for me. There it goes. Like, how upset would have I been now because we just would have missed out on another 40 cents. But we'll see if it continues to fall. Now we're happy, regardless of where this goes. We'll see if we can't get this back down to 126.50. I don't even have any bids out. We'll see if we can take out the low of the day. The NASDAQ, it's, again, you failed at this exact level one more time. And now we'll see about the downside. I'm waiting for this 16,000's down here, but maybe the 16,100 is where we stopped last time. So we'll see if the NASDAQ has a couple more points to go to the downside, but we'll flush that Roblox out and take a buck. I don't know, whatever it was, $1.33. $1.33 on that Roblox trade right there. So we'll put it on the board, and now we'll see if it can flush further.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this. I'm looking at my screens. There's nothing going off, no radar, no alerts. Futures not making any moves that I can work with right now. Any window that could have been there for a trade is kind of closed. You do have to wait towards the end of the day for any movement or volatility. Maybe towards 4,600. Again, that's where I'm looking. Maybe there's a short there, but I'm not entirely convinced it's there yet. So the only one I've got, TDOC, 102 or 100. Apart from that, there's not a whole lot. I do want to, I'm looking at the chat. Chat did mention something about LI. It was one of those names we talked about earlier.
Li Auto.
Yeah, Li Auto. We talked about this earlier. It's actually up on the day, 0.75, 0.73 actually. Look at this move though. Damn.
Those are crazy. XPEV, Neo, they're Chinese EV names.
Yeah, but the way I look at this as well is this is something we talked about this, and I just kind of let it go. Look at what it did once it crossed 36. It's just one of those things where it ran up, took out yesterday's high, took out stops, traded, I want to say maybe for about 10 minutes up there, couldn't maintain support, and then kind of went down to 34.40, try to go again. Let me zoom in a little bit. Bounce all the way from 34.40, try to go again to like 80, 85, couldn't get up there. Once you get one of these kind of setups where it's a breakout failure and then they're trying to go up again and they can't get it done, you got to get short. It's just one of those things. For me though, it wasn't even one of those things I was looking at. There's no level I work with. 36 is just a line in the sand where it's like, it might be a nice little trade if it gets above there, but it's not something I was actively looking at. But for anyone who was looking at this, just be aware for situations like this where they take out a stop and then they refuse to kind of trade above it after the stops are gone. So that provides kind of insight into what's actually happening above this price point, which is there's resistance. There's just more resistance. What you thought was 36 has now moved a little bit because stops went off, and you're just kind of getting more selling coming in, although at a little bit of a higher price. So here we are, failed 36 break, and this thing just falls $2. So that could have been a nice little trade there if you saw it in time and you had that way of analyzing it. But apart from that, there really isn't a whole lot to do on Li Auto at this point. Just mark off the level. Maybe there's something to do tomorrow, but for now though, nothing on Li Auto. Baba, I was thinking maybe there's a reversal on Baba, but I'm not sure I want to go into a reversal just yet. If I'm going to do a reversal trade, it's probably going to be on the futures if it sets up on the long side, but I'm not seeing anything just yet. So I'm going to stay away from stocks for now. Maybe stocks that are actually kind of doing absolutely nothing. If TDOC breaks out either side, there might be a trade there. Apart from that, I really don't have a whole lot to go with.
All right. So out of part of that Roblox trade, the only stock we have now is Pfizer, and we're just holding a small piece of that to watch that go. But Brendan's got something.
This Tom's now halted, guys. Halted to the upside on volatility. Just broke 150 there on huge volume and halted for Tom's.
$1, yeah, $1.50.
I was going to say not 150.
But I mean,
please.
Here's the thing though. It's done 972,000 on the day. It just opened, by the way, right at 160. Now it's at 158, so it's falling off a little bit. Let me get the chart on this. I don't know why.
I mean, you don't even need the chart, bro.
So yeah, it halted at 160, and it's only done, now it's done 1.2. So the opening halt volume was like 153,000 or something like that. Now it's at 1.5. So now as it takes 187, they're probably going to take it to 2. I would imagine 2 is probably big. What does the level 2 look like at 2?
It's gone, man. This stock is gone.
I mean, take a ride. If you guys want to go for a ride, take a ride. I don't see any way I'm going to be chasing this kind of thing.
What was the news, Brendan, on this one? Oh, great. Okay. Yeah, so no news, but there it is. This is going to halt to the downside. Do we even have shorts available on this name? I'm not even sure. TOMZ here. We'll have to look. Probably not shorts. There is size there ahead of that. No, shoot. I'm going to get it and get some. So you see, damn it, I wish I had shorts right now. Oh, I tried to punch short on that one, guys. And again, someone said, how do you know if, it was actually a question from yesterday, and it was, how do you know about a reversal? Is it based on size? Well, in this situation, yes, it was, man. Sometimes size counts, and it did today, as we just saw. Let me see if I can scroll this down a little bit here. 170 right there, some decent size. So we tried to put a short on 68. Now, whether or not that gets blown out or not, I don't know, but okay. Yeah, so that would have been great. We didn't have any shortable shares. And that's another thing. We just did talk about knowing your platform, also knowing your broker. Do you normally have to, okay, that size is now gone. So you see, I think maybe it got marketed down there, which is what created that. Now that size gone. So I think Tom's has a chance now to go back upside. That size has disappeared. Remember it was here at 170? Now it's gone. So I think that probably got executed right here. We had about, it's a one-day chart, sorry. Where's my 1 minute chart? There it is right here. Yeah, so there it is. Now back up. Look at it. Whoops. Oh man, I was trying to show something. I did that to myself. It just ripped back to the upside. I believe that just got executed right there in one print. You see this huge trade there, 858,000 shares or something in 1 minute. So someone did take that guy out, or he marketed it down. So there's Tom's for you, man. Just another one of these crazy ones. I mean, when I asked Brandon, is there news? And he goes, no. I mean, right there, that's like a pretty big red flag for me on any of these names. But hey, if you like it, like Arun said, go for a ride on this, maybe 125 if it comes back in. But if you look at a day chart here for Tom's, and again, this is Tomy Environmental Solutions here. So trying to make the environment a better place. Tomy's, get your Tomy shares when you can, maybe 250 or so if this really starts to run. We've had some high there of 250. So if it goes upside, I wouldn't hold it too much past 250, but congratulations to all those long.
Yeah, I mean, just be careful. Halts are one of those things where you can, obviously, you like to see it if you're long, but it can get very dangerous in the event that it starts halting in the opposite direction because you can't get out. You can't cross out. You have to use, one, you can cross out. If it opens, you're going to have to aggressively cross out, or you use an on-open order, and momentum doesn't always carry forward, meaning if, actually, you know what, let me do this. What's a good example of momentum not carrying forward? It's that trade from yesterday, NVAX. Everyone, you saw the move fall apart. You saw NVAX fall apart. You know, it was down. Let me get this. Oh, no, we got to move this. Okay, here we go.
There we go.
It started falling from 214 all the way down. It fell through 200, got all the way down to 118, and it halted at 188, sorry. It halted at 188. I'm like, you know what? It's time to go long on this thing. I didn't think momentum could carry forward. Now, you could make the argument that it could halt at open lower and then keep going for another halt, and that's the downside play. But there comes a point where you have to judge the amount of volume that's being on the offer or not in the offer off the halt. So what we have here is something called the theoretical auction price and the theoretical auction volume, which allows us to see where it should open based on the volume that's in there, and also how much volume is there to come off the halt. So when it's getting to a point where it's halting but not really pushing any further, and it's starting to dry up, well, I think volumes at that point is kind of too far, too fast. You kind of spin the trade, go in the opposite direction, there you go. That's what happens when momentum doesn't carry forward. Now that works great when you're right. When you're wrong, you are getting run over, because something like this, 10%, another 10% off the halt would be another $18, and we've seen how fast this thing moved yesterday. So just be aware that halts can be great in your favor. Just don't try to take them too far or expect too much out of them, because when they decide to reverse, they're going to be very fast and aggressive. As you know, we've traded some halts recently, this being the latest one, but I know Neil takes some. I've taken some in the last few times I've been here. It's just one of those things where as long as the momentum is in your favor, it works well. Otherwise, it could be very painful if you're wrong.
Yeah, and I mean, you want to talk about some pain. I mean, AERC, again, another halt. So thank you guys for bringing that up. And I just don't see, like, I wish I saw a trade here, and I don't. I mean, it's really that simple. Like, I don't know where to go long on a name that just, IPO'd. They had an offering as well. And I mean, you can see what the daily chart looks like. I'm not going to get any information on that. And quite frankly, guys, we're rocking and rolling today. It's been a super successful day, and I want to continue that. So we'll just leave this alone. But AERC, I wish I could give you some levels. And I just got to say, if anybody's trading this, I don't know if I should say congratulations or what, but this is a wild name, and just be careful if you are trading AERC right now. Seems a little bit too nuts for me. So we'll wait on that one as it goes. But yeah, look, super excited about today. People talking about Rivian giving everyone the middle finger. What? Okay, that was from Calgary. What's up, Calgary? How's things going down there? The Flames. Calgary Flames playing well right now in the NHL, and as are our hometown buds here. Yeah, Rivian not really doing much on the 1 minute chart. A nice move back upside. We've identified this 113 level numerous times on the show, and today, of course, it comes right back in. Maybe a 20 minute chart looks a little bit better. I use 21s. So 20 minutes, 1 minute, and then the daily chart. So just what I prefer. Here's 114. I mean, you could basically draw a line. If we extend Rivian right here, let's do this chart a little bit better. You could see right here, 114 all the way down. Let's just put a line. that's held a couple times. So if you are looking for a trade in Rivian, I don't think you can go too wrong here enjoying a 114. So I think that that's a decent spot right there for anybody looking to go long. We'll look to see that again today. And on the upside, basically the exact same levels can be identified on the upside, and it's 121, 122. So you're kind of stuck in the middle, so we'll stay away from Rivian right now. But you do, I mean, look at this channel. This channel goes all the way back to the 22nd. We're at October 30th. November 30th?
It's November.
I know, I was just seeing if anybody caught that. November, because otherwise it'd be Halloween, I guess, right, soon. But right here, what were you, what did you dress up for Halloween?
Nothing myself.
Yeah, Superman over here. You got the Superman, no, it's Spider-Man shirt on today.
Spider-Man, yep.
Okay, well, you don't have kids, so
No.
yeah. I was well, whatever, I was a hot dog on the show. What was Neil on the show again?
He was a Star Trek guy, wasn't he?
Right. Some sort of a Star Trek guy. But here we go. Anyways, who cares? Here it goes. Rivian basically just barcoding through these levels, man. I mean, it's not barcoding, but it kind of looks like it. 114 through 122. So Rivian needs to break one of these. I believe it's to the upside. I believe Rivian eventually winds up going up. The IPO at 106, they held that a couple times. So again, Rivian looking strong for me anyways. I think it's held this nicely. If you want to take a shot on Rivian long term, I can't blame you right now. Pfizer, okay. Now we are
Okay, I'm reloaded.
here on Pfizer. Pfizer came right back in, and you know, we can't be true to ourselves if we don't take these trades. So here we go right now, Pfizer. Back in, we take that, it bounces off VWAP right there. I like it. Let's see where we go on this name. Pfizer back to the upside, first target out about 80, which doesn't seem like that's a crazy, long distance kind of trade or anything like that. But still, I like that level. We'll see what happens here on Pfizer, looking to get back up to 53.80. We're long 53.64. We just took the trade right now. So let's see if it gets going. Nice little dime piece right here going forward on this. So I don't know if we can throw back to Brendan. It's not even 3 o'clock yet. Anything else to review here, Brendo?
I was going to talk about some of these retailers and apparel makers, because they were another group that we had discussed in the morning. I'll slide this over so we can talk a little bit about. I mean, take your pick here. This vaccine news this morning, if you missed it, Regeneron and Moderna coming out saying that, yeah, Moderna's vaccine might not be as effective. Regeneron's treatment might not be as effective. So we came in today to AEO, Nike, TJX, GPS, I should say, Walmart, Target, to name a few. Nordstrom's here, Macy's, all down in the pre-market. Since then, though, we've seen a bit of a bounce in a few of these. Macy's was among the strongest, TPR as well, I saw, and UAA starting to put in a bit of a bottom, it would appear. But one of those days where you got to pick and choose, I think, guys, as far as relative strength goes. But retail names, people got to buy things still.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier. I really like Costco. I mean, I think that name, any weakness, you got to buy Costco. I mean, we were just there, I'm going to say a week and a half ago or so. And I mean, I've been a Costco member for 20 years. I mean, it's $120 or whatever every year. So you just multiply that. They get that money for free, plus any other money that, of course, we spend on any of their products, let alone everything else you spend through there. They actually have a good online ordering system as well. I just want to talk about Tomy Environmental here. Hey, remember that short that we wanted at 168 Arun, and we didn't have any shares? And we talked about that, and we told you guys, watch out for that short. There was a seller there at 170 and a big one. Well, guess what, man? You're down to 139 right now. That alone is 30 cents on a $1.30 stock. So, or I guess at that time, $1.70. So right there, 25% right there on that move for Tome Z. To the downside. But yeah, just to talk about some of the names, and we will get into more trading here as we get closer to the power hour, which happens in 60 minutes, the fastest 60 minutes on YouTube. You know what? This 546 level here, Costco's down 1.5%. We're bouncing off there right now. I may take this trade. I'm still thinking the NASDAQ goes down here, so I don't know if this is going to be great for a day trade here today. But honestly, man, Costco has just been an absolute beast to the upside. I mean, this is the last few days. Like, if you've been worried about like your portfolio or anything like that, Costco, just says, just invest with us, man, and you'll be completely fine. Not much happening here with Costco right now. We are into, this is what I was talking about, this 540 level. Pretty nice on a 20-minute chart for sure. If you look to a daily chart, though, this is what Costco looks like. And we talked about this earlier. In this 20 days, since about October 22nd, you basically have maybe 3-4 red days, including one today. And other than that, man, it's just like straight up. I love Costco. If you're lucky enough to get this anywhere, if this ever comes near a 50-period moving average, I believe it needs to be bought. They're operating at full capacity here in Ontario, and I'm sure they are in the United States as well. People love getting a deal, right? And this is the thing. Costco's also a winner in the pandemic because, again, just with the quantity that they have there, they control their own supply chain to some extent, as they have Kirkland and things like that. So I like Costco and any pullbacks. That's my favorite retailer. I think you can't do too bad also with Nike. We recently bought that at 145 as well. I think that's a decent hedge. And we can actually talk about inflation now, right? Because it looks like it's going to be here for a while. Fed Chair Powell made his comments today and removed the transitory talk, so meaning that it's most likely going to be hanging around for a bit longer than most of us had hoped for his prediction anyways. And Nike should work in this environment, man. You're up. You talked about not finding too many green stocks today, Arun. Well, here's one, Nike. I think they have brand awareness. I think they have everything that we need. If you look at a one-day chart, we bought right down here. So lucky to get that dip at 145. So really thankful to have that in our account right now. Upside, there's no way I'm getting out of this one. I think brand awareness. I just bought my kids some Jumpman track pants on the weekend. Great quality, great brand awareness. I like Nike, especially, look, we have Olympics coming up as well. Basketball, everything's cruising right now. I like Nike in the retail spot as well as Lulu and Costco. We'll get maybe Arun's thought on one of these names, but for right now, it's Brendan time.
Here's another one I'll throw into the conversation here, guys. Home Depot. It is negative on the day, but only just 1% here for Home Depot. Yeah, Home Depot's $400, by the way. I haven't looked at this in a little while. Going back to, I guess, the middle of the summer, $280, $285, up to $400 for HD, trying to hold some key levels here.
Yeah, Home Depot is actually one of the names I think that did really well throughout, I guess, the last year and a half or so. Everyone's at home. Everyone wants to make changes to their house because they are spending more time at home now, whether that's fixing up things or just building new things. Apart from Home Depot, a lot of these home construction, home renovation upgrades, I guess, did really well. And Home Depot is one of those. Lowe's is the other one. And I guess it shouldn't be as a surprise or much of a surprise that Home Depot is that high. Now, in terms of retailers, what would I like to look at? I want to really look into, like, say, something like TJX and Ross stores, ROST. I'm going to go in the opposite direction, which is Sean wants to go towards the big retail names that have brand value. I'm going to say that I want to look at retailers that are going to be able to make use of and capitalize on supply chain issues, especially when it comes around the holidays. Well, with a lot of product coming in that's being delayed, whether that's through shipping or other distribution issues, who's going to end up making use of all that extra product? It can't be the retailers that actually ordered them because holiday season may be done. Who's going to do it? It's going to have to be the resellers or the discount stores. So I'm looking at TJX, which would control like the Marshalls and the Winners, and then Ross stores as well, ROST. So that's kind of the direction I'm thinking. Again, it's a matter of looking into it and figuring out whether that's a great swing trade. Is it an investment? Probably not. It's just more so for the next 2 months or so and see how we can capitalize on what's about to happen throughout the holidays and whether the supply chain, given how many delays there are and how expensive apparently shipping is. I was reading something about how shipping is just, cost of shipping has just gone through the roof. So exporters are having a hard time getting product in for the same price that they're used to. So they got to raise the prices too, right? At some point, someone has to fall off. And that's what you're capitalizing on. So I'm just keeping an eye on those names for swing trades. For today, though, one thing I'm looking at as well, XPEP, which we'll get to when we come back from Brendan.
ChemBio, one we've been kind of watching over the past couple of days, COVID-related. I believe they have a test. I'll double check again, but CEMI, one that pops up whenever there's COVID-related news. Wasn't really doing much all day long, but just caught a bid there, some volume coming in. Still down 2% on the day. I think it was going back a little while where this thing got squeezed up to 6.5 or 7, but CEMI just popping up on a volume scanner.
All right, we're gonna go back to XPEV, one of the other names we were looking at earlier today, along with Li Auto. Let me just pull this back. as it crosses 55, I marked off 55 as an area. It'd be a nice trade. Is it a trade? What time is it? It's like 3:05. It depends on how it trades in the next 10 minutes or so. There might still be a trade here, but you're running out of time for any day traders that need to be flat by the end of the day. You are running out of time. So I'm keeping an eye on how this trades above 55. We might have a shot here, quick shot north, but you can see how it's been trading. It's been trading between 51 or even call 50 half all the way up through 54 even, and then we finally got above 55 on the 24th, and then we tried or got to 55 on the 24th, then we tried again earlier this morning, backed off, and here we are finally taking that 55 out. As long as we can stay strong and maintain some buy strength above 55, there could be a nice little long here, multi-day breakout. Where do you put your stop? Below, right in the middle here. I would kind of push it right all the way down towards 52.50 or so. Risk about $2.50. You have no targets on the upside, so it's kind of worth it at that point. But I keep an eye on this as well. In the event that it actually doesn't set up at the right time for today, just leave it for tomorrow, because this thing is set up and ready to go. It's just a matter of whether it's today or tomorrow and how it plays. Is it going to be a trade that you want to take overnight, or is it something that you want to work with as it's kind of working throughout the day? That's a question you need to answer and what kind of trader you are. But for us, though, knowing that we're going to run out of time, I'm not going to push it too far. If I can't get it at a good price, and if I think I'm running out of time, I'm not going to take it, right? But it is there. North of 55, there could be a nice little trade on XBEV.
Yeah, I love XPEV. I mean, that was one of my best trades. I think it was, maybe it was last week when we hammered that thing when it touched 48. You weren't here, Neil was here, and it just ripped on earnings. So XPEV was fantastic. One of my favorite names to trade, guys. Welcome to the fastest 60 minutes on YouTube. I hope you're enjoying it so far as Arun and I take live trades. And if you're joining us again for the first time, welcome. These are real trades. Like, we're not trading CFDs. These aren't option eligible trade. Well, they're option eligible, but we're trading the physical equity themselves. And with that being said, let's just continue to stockpile right now. And I said that because we talked about retail. So, right now we're just piling up some of these trades, man. There it is. Pfizer retest VWAP, in here, out there. Should have got out everything out there, but we held a little bit. And then we reloaded, man. We averaged out. We reloaded that.
Okay, I'm reloaded.
There we go. We got it back to the upside, and now we're trying to take out 54. So let's put another offer here at 54. If we're lucky enough to get that, then great. And we'll see what happens. We're playing it off this 53.50. So again, I hear Pratt always talk about the R values, the risk to reward, and that they have to be lined up. And I mean, if we're going to take a 53.64 or whatever long there, and our out's going to be 50, that's 14 cents. Well, we just took 14 cents, and right now we're in the money on this one, 22 cents as it continues to go to the upside. So well worth it right now on the risk reward. This Pfizer trade, a piece out, hopefully around 54. Like I said, if we're lucky enough to get that, I'm actually waiting at 98. So hopefully that can come through for us. I hate saying those prices because it seems like I just get missed every time. So fine, I'll just say I'm waiting at 99. Hopefully.
Just don't say the price. Just say you're waiting close to this price.
I'm waiting close to.
That's what I say.
Yeah, you're right. We don't need to do that. It doesn't really matter. But here goes Pfizer. We'll see if we can get this out. I'm going to change my price. Whoa. What's up, Brandon?
Gritstone Bio Incorporated. We talked about it briefly yesterday. I think they have a COVID, if I'm not mistaken, a COVID vaccine candidate. But ramp candidate, we'll call it, of the day. Just tagging 13 at the top there, 22%, guys. Big volume. Big volume on GRTS.
Somebody in the chat was asking, where's the spiders going? I don't know. I mean, does anyone really know? We base it on what we see. And right now, it looks like the market's heading towards the low, so maybe downside bias. Once I figure out what this market wants to do, then there's a trade. But until that happens, I'm not touching it. Right now, we're about, 14 points from the low, which is 62 on the futures here, 45.62. We're trading at 76.25. So we're off of these 4600s. Heading towards the low. If we maintain this kind of pressure, we're going to take out the low, which would mean then if we take out 62, we're probably going to take out 60, which would then make me think, hey, end of the month, we're probably going to take a look at 45.50. Those are just the thought processes, but it doesn't mean it's going there. It's just what I'm looking at in the serious events that could potentially happen as we head towards the low. Now, 4600 clearly is going to establish itself as a decent level to work with. So somewhere around 4610. Remember, I said 4610 has to be the marker that needs to break for us to even consider the idea of a long, right? As long as it stays below 4610, it's still a long. Now, if we take out the low, then obviously the shorts are heavily on the table there What were you saying about Roblox?
Okay, the invite link. Yeah, Roblox right now. Hello, spin it.
Money, 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 money.
I mean, I'm pretty happy. We're $2 in the money here. We gave this to you guys early. I hope a lot of you have this trade with me. So again, I told you this was going to be a good 60 minutes here, and there it is right now. And by the way, we were going to spin it again. Should we spin it again? Nah, we won't. We'll just go with a bang as we go Pfizer right there, out 95. Remember, I was going to go 98, 99.
Oh, yeah. There you go. You tricked them.
Tricked everybody.
You stepped in front.
But regardless, who cares? Let's just wait to see where we go. Oh, that's your thing. Who cares? Well, I'm stealing that from you. That's the thing. The more
it's going to rub off on a lot of people.
It seems like it's going to rub off on a lot of people. But there's Pfizer defending that bottom one more time. We're at 1/3, 2/3. One more third to go. One more quiver to fire off here. And we'll wait for it to get back up to some of these days high right now on that trade. So, hey, we're making just as much money on Pfizer as we are, believe it or not, on Roblox. And again, you trade them differently, right? One is a $130 name that is violent AF, and the other one is a name that's not that violent and a $53 stock. So here we go. Let's see what we can do with this as Roblox both starting to go right now. We have a big announcement to make, and you know, I don't know a whole hell of a lot about this because I'm too old. But we are going to be releasing a Discord server, and that Discord server is apparently basically live right now. We're just working on the invite link. So what's going to happen is you guys want to join Discord. Thank you to Trader Prad for this, man. The guy's all over it. You know, the only problem with Trader Prad is eventually we got to give him a raise, so that will come. Let's see what happens with the Discord server first. That's coming out soon. If not now, we will tweet out the link. So hopefully, yeah, we deleted the tweet. It wasn't working. So we'll get that working as soon as we get the thumbs up from our social media crew here, and they're working on it in the back end. You know, we'll release the Discord server. That should be a hell of a lot of fun. I'm going to be on there as well. Trader Prad's going to be on there. Arun?
No.
No? Yep. Who cares? I think who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
There we go. Perfect. There we go. We're set. You know, the reason why, Arun, is I want to get some merchandise. You know, who cares? You know, we put that on there. I think that's good.
You know what? Some ideas for merchandise,
You do?
which I've seen.
Yes.
People want to do the Arun shirt, the polka dot shirt there. That's
your work attire.
Yes, my work attire when I'm at home. That's one idea. So there you go.
Okay. Well, then we got to get the permission from Louis Vuitton.
Oh, that's a different story.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just move on from that. But Discord, thank you so much, guys. You guys have been pumping up Discord to us for sure. Yeah, we will be on the Discord server. Arun will be there. Okay, don't worry. We'll all be there. We'll be answering questions on the server. Some fun things able to happen. And then there's also, if you don't know anything about Discord like me, A, you could talk to your 9-year-old, which I'm going to be doing. And then C, or B, I guess, there is a how-to video to be released on that. You know what we should maybe do? Once it's released, maybe we should get Pratt at the big desk where Miss V sits there, and him and Brendan can just do like a little quick Q&A. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow at some point. So far so good here, guys, today. You know, Pfizer's, again, breaking back up to $54. We're really happy about everything, guys, about Discord and everything. So that should be a good little move for us. There's a lot of people on Discord, so that's why we're doing it. I don't know. I'm looking for a target here on Roblox. I was thinking that the market would sort of come down to the 16.1, but it looks like we're starting to bounce. We bounced off 16.140 or 130 or so, but still the momentum's still to the downside. We're still making lower highs and stuff like that right now. I mean, that is a little bit disturbing. We'll see if we can break above there. If we break it back above, you know, 61.80, 16.180, something like that, then that's a little bit more for concern.
Sean, someone took a shot at you here.
What? Let's go.
This market is just as bad as Toronto's Stanley Cup chances. Ooh, that's a shot now.
Wow, who was that?
Jay Quille.
Jay who?
Jay Quille, Q-I-Q-U-I-L.
Okay, watch this. Watch this. Timeout. How you like that, Jay Quellen? Whatever your name is, message deleted and timed out. You wanna come at me? It's banhammer time, baby. No, we're just playing around. You want me timed out for 30 seconds or 300 seconds there. Yeah, no, look, I've said this the whole time. I'm a huge fan, obviously, of the Maple Leafs. Not huge fan, but I love the Maple Leafs. I've traveled to Ottawa for some of their playoff games. But look, man, I can't say that much other than he's probably right, man. I mean, I don't think we should have huge odds for winning the Stanley Cup. We haven't performed. The last time we got out of the first round was honestly 18 years ago. I mean, to say that we are even close to being Stanley Cup champions is an insult, in my opinion, to every other team. Now, do I think that we have one of the best teams in the NHL? Yes, we do. I mean, for somebody to say that that's not a true statement is, they're fooling themselves. But can we perform in the playoffs? That is yet to come. So I'm willing to take bets once playoff times come, and we will be doing that, hopefully live.
Well, you should probably unblock him now because he's right from what you just said.
No, I was just playing around. He's going to get. It's only I can't unblock him.
Oh, okay.
It's a 300 seconds.
Oh,
so
okay, 5 minutes.
5 minutes. He'll be coming back on. That was just fun. I apologize. I just thought everyone on the chat likes that, so that was really good. Sean versus Arun fight. No. Arun's too valuable. We need him here. So everything else time out yourself. Yeah. Okay. Over to you, Arun.
Yeah, well, so I was also watching the chat. This is what I was looking at. Someone said that I need my own animations. I have one. I have one that I use. It's this one right here. It's that sniper shot, but there's no trades. I don't play them unless I have a reason to, and there was no trade here today that was worthy of that right there. So I'm just going to leave that be. I'll use it when there's a special trade that, requires that kind of a sniper shot. Today, no. It's just been a very quiet day for the most part. Futures, had I gone on the short side, that would have been a nice little trade there. If that green wasn't there and it was just pink, that would have been a short. And well, actually, no, you don't have to declare shorts on the futures. So it would have just been red. And then, nice little move. But hey, yeah, it's just been a quiet day for me overall. But hey, in about 35 minutes, there will be some volatility, right? MSI rebalances, which should make the imbalances bigger. So here we go with waiting for that. Apart from that, hey, Sean's got, I can see on his screen, he's got Pfizer and he's got his Roblox positions doing well. I've got nothing, waiting for this market to do something that I can work with. But you know what, I will say, if the market were to take the lows out, that could open the door for some shorts, some nice shorts actually. So let's see if we can actually get another, I want to say another 13, 14 points taking out 45.60. Then we can get a nice little trade. Brendan?
It's official. I tested it out. The link is working now, so we can show you this, guys. We'll send it out in the chat here in a couple of seconds. Give me a second to copy and paste it. But that is it. That is the Discord login page. Maybe I think that's a good idea, Sean. We should have Prad get over here and maybe walk us through what the deal is with this, how to get signed in, signed up. 30 online right now. 39 members already for Discord. It is live and ready to go for everyone.
Remember when we had our meeting, I said that we'd have 500 Discord members the minute we put this live. So let's see.
There was a question though. Is it free? Was the question.
Yes.
There you go, guys.
We don't charge for anything.
There you go, guys.
Nada.
Anyone who's asking.
Free 99. Last time I said that though, Brad, people thought I said $3.99.
Exactly. So, you don't want to skip free.
It is free. Absolutely free. So you can keep your
money
in said pocket. So yeah, join the Discord, and I mean there is no better community than ours. So I'm willing to go to battle for that one. And yeah, Arun and I can't fight because the judge said I only have one last chance. And honestly, I don't. Arun, we like you too much.
What judge?
You don't worry about what judge, man. I'm not able. I've had enough warnings now that I'm supposed to stay clean. I think it was for a certain amount of years, and it's kind of like a probation thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So,
okay.
So yeah, right now maybe after we can do a little, like an exhibition.
Sure. Have you boxed before?
Don't.
I'm just gonna say, have you boxed before?
I'm not talking about boxing, my friend.
What's the exhibition then?
This free for all.
Okay.
Something like like MMA, mixed martial
Sure.
arts. Because we're already getting the cage for Lucas versus Pratt.
Oh, that should be good.
You know what I'm saying? So they'll be the undercard. You know what I mean? And we'll be the main event. Yeah, we're just playing around, obviously, but that would be fun. I think we could do something like that at some point. And yeah, you guys, I'm not fighting Arun. You're crazy. Okay, let's just move on from that one. As Pfizer guys, that's why sometimes you got to have your target outs. And I love listening to Prad when he's doing his memes and movers, because that's something that we talk about all the time with Prad. Both after the show, during the show, and some of the talk that he has there on memes and movers. You want to plan your trade and trade your plan, period. It's just really that simple. That saying is kind of whatever, but cliche, but it is so true. If you don't have a proper plan of action, then it's going to be impossible. I don't, and I'm really proud of this stat, but I don't have a red day in November, and it's not looking to look like we're going to have one today. So again, there you go. Plan your trade and trade your plan, whatever I said there. But okay, one name that I was really disappointed in, I believe it's tomorrow, right? But I heard Prad say that they delayed it. Did they delay MVRS? Metaverse of Facebook switching over their symbol because tomorrow's December 1st. I believe that's when it was to happen, but Facebook has gotten a little bit of a rough ride over the last couple of days, touching 350, now back down to 326. The last buy I put on this and tweeted it out was at 311. So I really think that right now Facebook has been getting killed in some of this reweighting here of the NASDAQ and whatnot. Not that they officially reweighted anything, but just in the movement down here over the last couple of days. Facebook getting hit, I think, a little bit, I don't want to say too hard because I don't really, have an opinion on where this thing's going to go other than higher. But you're at the 200 period right now. This is not good. This is not the death cross, but this is the 50 period crossing the 200 period to the downside. That's never a good look, guys. And it's happening right now on Facebook. It tried here, rejected and bounced up, hopefully hoping for the same thing right now. But we did cross over the 200 period with the stock itself. But you don't want this blue crossing this red. Let me tell you that. What's up, Brendo?
Yeah, this was late yesterday after the markets closed, I guess it was, saying they were delaying changing their stock ticker until early 2022 after initially saying MVRS was coming December 1st. So for anyone who missed it, going to be next year now.
Oh, Hell in a Cell match. Oh, I wasn't even out.
Hell in a Cell.
That's too distracted here reading.
No, I was looking at the. I was looking at chat
Mankind.
too.
Mankind wasn't in great shape or anything like that.
I remember the time he jumped off into
That's what I'm saying.
thumbtacks. Oh,
yes, man.
damn.
And then Undertaker threw him off of the cage, and he landed on a table, which wasn't much of a table, and then his tooth popped out through his lip, bro.
Oh my God.
Mankind.
Tyrone saying, would Arun stop hitting Sean when he starts crying is the question. And I'm going to say one thing. There's only one way in. You're walking in. There's only one way out. So the answer to that is no.
Right, and that's what I mean. Arun's too valuable, guys. We cannot have a cage match. I need this man around. So we're the same thought, man. We're not stopping there. LGVN right now. LGVN starting to go. Oh, there it is. So now halted there. Thanks for the update on that one, guys. LGVN now halted. Longeveron. I remember we were pronouncing this the wrong way, but I think that's the right way. People, confirm that. Here we go. So I don't know, news pending or not. It looks like we just touched down. So what's the halt price there? 25. What was this doing all day? This is not even on our radar right now. Ooh. So there's 25 right there. So this is a definite obvious halt. As Longeveron right now, taking out some nice levels to the upside here. You got something, Mr. Wiggins?
There was actually a headline there, guys, at what time is it? Yeah, 3:20, so a couple minutes ago. Announces phase 2 clinical trial in Japan to test the safety and efficacy of treatment for aging frailty patients. A couple of other things just coming through as well. I'll look through. So headline, for LGVN.
So I want to take a quick look at XPEV. Remember we were talking about longs above 55 if it happened fast enough?
Yep.
It's not there. Look at this. It's just completely lost it. After getting above 55, as high as 55.40, it doesn't want to stay above 55. It's too late in the day for this kind of a trade, so all equity shots are off the table now. 323 with about 27 minutes left before we actually get these imbalances. You don't have enough time to make unless you trade a momentum stock right now that's actually moving very fast. If you're not doing that, it's very hard to position into something that's actually going to do well in enough time before these imbalances come out. I personally think there's not enough time, but XPEV, guys, keep an eye on XPEV at 55 or above 55 and how it trades here for tomorrow, because there could be a trade. It's setting up very close to something, whether it's a short off a failed break or whether it's a long off an actual break that stays. But just be aware that there's something here. It's just not going to be today. It's going to have to be for tomorrow. What are futures doing? We're trading at 74.50. Towards the low end of the day, I'm looking for 45.60 to take out before we step into anything. If we were to step in on the short side, it would have to be below the low of the day. Now, if we were to rally all the way back up to 4,600, you could argue there's a short there as well. Maybe a fade as we rally into that 45.95 area using 46.10 as your stop. But for now, though, I am looking at the low as we move into the final, as we get closer and closer to the final half an hour of the day. But the reason I bring up the final half an hour of the day is because some programs, some closing programs tend to get, that's what I've noticed, right? It's not official, it's whatever, it's not out there. It's just something I've noticed is that it seems like closing programs get activated after 3:30, somewhere between 3:30 and 3:40. So you see a pickup in volumes, a pickup in volatility as well. And then at 3:50, you have the actual imbalance come out, which will move the market, right? And the imbalance, what do they look like? For anyone who hasn't seen it already, they look like this. You have the symbol on one side, you have the side, the direction of the imbalance, the size of the imbalance, the paired value, and obviously you can ignore the other two, the source and the market time. What does the paired value means? There was, at one point, there was this many shares that needed to be matched, and they found the opposing side. There's somebody that was there to willing to take it. So in this case, 300,000 shares has already been matched, and there's still another 470,000 shares on the sell side that is looking to be matched. So that's what that means, and you're going to see these numbers spike as or change after we get the update at 350. So 350 is going to be your first checkpoint. 355 once you get the update from the floor regarding what their interest is, and then you have those numbers to work with until the close. Why does it matter? Because it puts pressure on these names. It puts pressure on these names going into the close, which would be the official closing price. And I'm starting to notice the futures falling off here below 45.70 now. We're at 68 and change.
All right, there it is, man. So we already have 350 members on Discord. So we talked about that earlier, and there it is. So thank you so much for supporting us on that. And thanks to Trader Pratt, of course, for continuing his great work on that. And he's going to be doing it. The only thing is, guys, we have to encourage you. We will either slow the chat down or take it down if it's too active during, trading days. I mean, the purpose is that we keep you guys here on our chat so that, you can help us with symbols. We can help you guys, and we can have a good community here. The Discord is going to be more for after hours and things like that. But you guys can use it however you want. That's how we were thinking about it. But it's built for you, by us, for you. So there we go, like FUBU, for us, by us. But this is for you, by us. So, okay, let's go. LGVN not open yet, so let's not talk about that. I did want to talk about the Roblox out. It's going to be right here, 128. We are touching down near lows since we've had this position. 126.80 looks like it's going to break. The futures are right at that level of 10 again. Not again, but we just touched down 16. I want to see them break this to the downside, and then we'll be laughing, hopefully, and we'll see what happens right now with Roblox, as this trade is $2.20 now in the money. We are looking forward to the imbalances, of course, like Arun just talked about. So we'll sort of skip on that now and look elsewhere. I'm still impressed with Apple and how they've been holding up their highs. AMD now down a yucky 3%. It's going to seem like these stocks are getting hit pretty good today, but they're not. I mean, they're not really. You're down 3%, sure. It doesn't look great, but if you, that's right. A daily chart doesn't look so good on our system here. But I mean, AMD is still higher than it was yesterday at open. So it's still higher than it was pretty much its whole life. So AMD continues to stay up high, even though we are down that 3%. Still remains a nice name here to trade. So I would still always look at AMD and always look at Apple as well. Apple, near its all-time high of 160. What I thought it was 165. Yeah, 165.70 right there. Made on the EV day, I believe that was when they announced that they were ramping up. Not production, but the idea of the EV car there for Apple. And again, we were dipping down right now, and this is what's sort of getting me right here, is I'm wondering if Apple is just going to hold this NASDAQ higher. Apple remains up here, man. I think they're, what are they, 10% of the NASDAQ? 11%. Yeah, exactly, 11% of the NAS there. So, this is gonna get held up right now. If Apple wasn't up today, then we may be down 4 or 5, I don't want to say 4%, but I was 2%, 2.5% or so here on the NASDAQ. There's an easy way to figure that out. I just don't have it in front of me. But Apple definitely leading the charge here today, holding the NASDAQ above water. We got a question the other day, and I think it was, I don't know if it was on the open show or the closed show, and people were like, damn, Sean, you are really, really hard on AT&T. And they were like, this is a beloved name. There's a lot of people that like AT&T, so on and so forth. So sometimes, you got to watch out a little bit what you say about some of these names because people kind of get offended, right? But look what's happening to AT&T today. You're down 4%. And I mean, I was talking about this name at $28, $29 down here at these levels. And now you're down to $22.50. And I mean, I don't even know what to think about this. Like their dividend, people hold this for a dividend. It's like when I talk to Neil and he says, well, Intel has a dividend. It's true, but I mean, bye-bye dividend in one day, right? And I think the same thing is true here. AT&T, a much different play than Intel. And we'll talk to Neil about Intel tomorrow, get some of his thoughts. And I already know what his thoughts are. It's a longer-term play. And I agree with him on that one, but I don't agree with AT&T. I mean, this continues to get beat down. They had big-time content issues. That deal that they rolled through with Time Warner was absolutely horrible. And now today down that 4+%, probably getting reweighted in some imbalancing today. So we'll wait to see, man. We only have right now, Arun, 20 minutes until the imbalances come out. So they should be pretty spicy. And I don't know. Like, this is at a good spot to go long right now at AT&T, to believe it or not, through this 22.90. I just...
So late in the day?
No, and that's the other point. We don't want to do that. Roblox right now down near its lowest spot since we've had it. So we have this and Pfizer on. Pfizer's come back. We're only 5 cents in the money on that one. I'll let that fail and get punched out at 53.50. That's fine. We've made a lot of money on Pfizer today. We only have a third of that position left. I don't want to lose on it though. But here we go. Roblox now ticking lower. It just takes out that low that we were concerned about, 126.50 right here. So it took that out. Now we'll see if it can flow down a little bit further. And then the very bottom of the day, 125. If I can grab, like we already took here, $1.50, $6.50, lost 50, lost 50, and then right there took 129 or so, out 127. Oh, yeah, that's right. That was 133, and now we're in the money, another 250. So this is going to be a banner day for us here on RBLX, and I hope you guys are having similar success.
Yeah, so going back to what Sean was saying about the weightings, I just quickly did a Google search. It's on Slick Charts, the weightings. And these matter. Why do these matter? Think about it. Apple has 11% weighting. Microsoft has a 10.6% weighting. So if you were to combine the number 3 and number 4 names, Amazon and Tesla, that comes up to about 13%. Apple has almost the same kind of weight that Amazon and Tesla have together in the NASDAQ 100. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit less, but still pretty damn close for one stock to have the same kind of weight as Amazon and Tesla together. So just be aware that these weightings matter, because if you get Apple and Microsoft coming out with buys or sells, that's 20% of the entire index, of the NASDAQ index, that's going to move in one direction, just based on those two names alone. Then you have Amazon, you have Tesla, you have NVIDIA, you have Google and Facebook, Adobe and Netflix rounding out the top 10. And Google has 2 classes of shares, so they have about 8% total. So just be aware that matters. Now, when you translate this into the S&P, what is that? Microsoft has the largest weight at 6.4, and my Apple right there at 6.37. So not as high as a weight, but keep in mind, there's 500 companies in the S&P 500, and these two names, Microsoft and Apple put together, have just under 13% in weight. So they matter big time in terms of flow and how these markets are going to react to imbalances, and how these markets are going to react when these two names are going the opposite direction. They will push it or drag it, whatever the case is, they matter. So just keep an eye out. That's what Sean was talking about earlier, and I just want to kind of put it out there. These numbers are out there. This information is out there. I just did a quick Google search, showed up on Slick Charts. I'm like, okay, that's something I can definitely work with, and just put it out there. So be aware, when these imbalances come out, they will make a difference. And you see the names that you're going to have probably at the top are going to be the big names that tend to have big imbalances most of the time. The BACs, the GEs, the AT&Ts, like Sean was talking about. The Citigroups are probably going to be there. But then you're going to have some names that you aren't used to because they're being adjusted back in, whether it's a portfolio adjustment or a special rebalance because they're being deleted, and something else is taking its place, whatever the case is. There's going to be some names that are going to be thin that could be worked with. And once we figure out what those names are, once it shows up here, I'll put it up, and we can keep an eye on and kind of look at it side by side, live look at what these imbalances do and how much pressure they actually put on these names.
All right, just messaging Mr. Gregory right now. Okay, so the imbalances, yeah, they're going to be coming out, and I just want to give everyone an update quickly here. And you just actually reminded me to maybe tighten up my stop, because on any kind of an imbalance number that comes out, and it's still 15 minutes. I mean, Roblox can easily take this out regardless, but I moved it from 128 just down to 127.50. So again, you know, just understanding that this is a level right there. Maybe I'll change it to this level here, 127.80. I'm just thinking to get out 127.50, but you know what? Now that I see that 127.80, I think that's a little bit better. Let's put in a little 127.80 bid out to get out if it does crack through. All right, so let me cancel my other one. Right now, there we go, 127.80. So if it comes back, it's not that much different than a 128. But we'll save ourselves 20 cents, hopefully, and get out right there if it does tick. We are now bouncing off those levels there, and we also bounced off the NASDAQ level that we talked about earlier as well. So lots and lots of stuff happening here today. Just a quick check-in on some crypto. Why not? As you know, we're going to try to cover everything for you. I'm going to refresh this. This is CoinGecko. This is not my portfolio, but these are, I mean, it might as well be. These are coins that I'm looking at and or hold now. Bitcoin down on, I just kind of look at the 24-hour period here. It's a rolling 24 hours, so it'll just change, but it gives you an idea of what you've missed. 1.1% here, not doing much over the week. Ethereum's gone on a run lately, up 13% on the week, 5% on the day. Solana, great. This is one of the last buys that I made. Should have bought more recently. That was at 194, now to 214. Cardano, I have no idea. That's getting woodshedded as well. Like market cap, very similar to Solana, but I think I don't know why this isn't going. I'm a little bit nervous about Cardano. Ripple, $1 right now. Polkadot, a nice little run today. What's up to SHIB Army, man? Let's say a big shout out to you guys. If you held out on that one, then you made a little bit of coin because there we go. In the metaverse there with SHIB Army and Shiba Inu right now up 11% on the 7-day, but a nice little run today. I believe this cracked 5.3 or something today. Now back down to 4.8. On SHIB. This is a new coin for me, crypto.com, CRO. So I wanted to look at that after they're naming the Staples Center. I talked about that with Lucas a little bit there on CRO coin, crypto.com. I think that I like it. They're working on a few different things. Polygon, now Matic. This is a big one in the NFT space. I've been loading up on that one as well. Stellar Looms, good one. Anyways, we can go on and on and on and on about that, but that is crypto for you right now, and obviously a passion of mine, along with trading. Get all of your asset classes ready to rock and roll. Roblox going to the downside still.
Yeah, I'm looking at Apple. I'm just curious, how's Apple doing as we get closer to these imbalances? Someone says imbalances don't matter. Yeah, it depends on what you're in too, right? And imbalances do matter if there's a large imbalance expected. On a day like today where it's an MSCI rebalance, they matter. On regular days, maybe not so much, but on a day like today where it's the end of the month and there's going to be some adjustments being made, they will move your stock regardless of how you feel about it. So we're keeping an eye on 164 going through 165. Clearly, there's some resistance here at 164. This market is hesitating here. Let's see if these imbalances come out to the sell side, because if that is the case and this much action is on the sell side, this thing's falling. If there's a buy side imbalance and this decides to push through and break that 165, well, I think it's fair to say that this is going to be a nice little level to work with as we move on throughout the days, the rest of the week, right? So just be aware that those names are going to be something that you got to keep an eye on. Apple, like I mentioned, is always going to be one of those names that you got to definitely watch at all times when it comes to this time of day. Because if the direction that Apple and Microsoft go will generally be the direction that the market goes, unless not in terms of the absolute value, because Apple's actually up and the market's down, but in terms of movement towards the end of the day, the flow should be in the same direction roughly. Whether they're both to the sell side, the market going to the sell side, you're going to have a very unlikely time where there's a discrepancy in the move with Microsoft and Apple versus the market as a whole towards the end of the day. So they should all move in the general direction. It seems like sell side, given how Apple's been moving, basing out, and now Microsoft is kind of backing towards that 331. There's some support all the way down to 330. So if we lose 330 on Apple as well, then I think you're going to get some downside movement in the futures. Brendan?
MEIP, mentioned a number of times today. I think it was through this high. We talked about it initially. It was 330, which would have been that kind of break to the upside. Great opportunity, but volume coming back in here. Day highs 340 now. They had a cancer treatment trial that came back positive data, guys, for MEIP.
MEIP. Look at all these names having these releases this late in the day. And what do you do with them? You just kind of file them away for another day. This thing's been chugging along since 250, now north of 340, and doing well. Okay, let's take a look at how it's traded in the last, let's take a 30-minute chart, zoom it out, last few days. I just want to get a good look at, really. So it's been chugging along to the downside from 325 all the way to 250, and then in one day decides that, nah, you know what, the last 2 weeks worth of movement doesn't make any sense. We're going to go up. And here we are at 350. Use it another day. I'm not sure what to make of this. This is like not information you can use today. It's too late in the day for this, but there's obviously some decent buy-side strength here. Leave it alone. With about 10 minutes left before these imbalances come out, I think the risk of taking a shot now, entering trades this late into the day for positioning is going to be a high-risk situation. Momentum-wise, that's different. But position-wise, it's going to be dangerous to kind of step in on these names right now. You could either do it early in the morning, tomorrow after everything's settled, new month, all these portfolio adjustments have been made. You could do something like that. But for now, I think being aware that this is happening but not doing anything about it is probably the best way to go about it.
Big shout out to Jay. He's back in our chat. What's up, Jay? My bad about banning you. That was just fun. I hope that was okay. You don't get banned from the show. You just get banned from the chat. But thank you so much, Jay. Yeah, it's all love, man. I got mad love for everybody here, and we're just having a good time today on the chat and on the show. And I love sitting here trading with Arun. Tomorrow, Neil's gonna be back in the hot seat with myself, and then I'll be taking a few days off, and then it'll be Arun and Neil. I mean, we're just really thankful to grow the show where it is. I mean, it's over 18 million views now in total. We started the show from 0, right? So super proud of what's been happening. And then over 260,000 subscribers. Like, a lot of love for everybody that's here today and for watching us. So thank you so much. Jay should get a free NFT. What am I supposed to do? I don't have it. I never ban you, Dominic. Dominic, is that a threat? Bans me daily. No, sir. We don't ban anything. If you mean super chats, we try to get to as many of them as we can, Dominic. So I want to thank you for those as well. What else is moving? Wow, that AT&T. Wow, that was a nice move. We talked about it breaking this 2290, and I was like, maybe we should take that. We don't. Up to 2302. So a nice move there on the back end for AT&T. Like you mentioned, that would be a good scalp, and I like that trade. So if you could scalp that through, great trade there for AT&T. Roblox right now, honestly, failing pretty badly right now. $3 in the money. $3 now in the money on Roblox. We may just get this out. I don't know why we need to take this risk into that print at 350. So if we can get Roblox out right now, just shy. But you know what? It's this is probably going to come out. I don't know if it's going to come out as a buy or a sell, but if this thing does come out as a sell, this Roblox probably needs to get held, because as you're noticing right now, the market trying to take out those levels of concern for me, 1610.
Sean, I just want to say something before you keep
ahead,
going. Like you were saying, the market's just kind of working sideways. That's what we're doing. We're just kind of waiting for more information. As you're noticing, the futures, they're just kind of flirting with these 70s. They want to back off a little bit, come back down. We're near the lows of the day. Well, not near the lows, but we're 10 points away from the lows of the day, and this market doesn't want to take a look at it. I think we're going to wait for these imbalances to come out before we take a look at it. If it's positive, you think this thing's shooting right back up. If it's positive, it's going right towards 4,600. If it's negative, though, it could take out some nice little stops here below 4,560. So it's just a matter of waiting for more information. This market wants to see what's going to happen, especially with this Apple move, especially with Microsoft and all these other adjustments that are going to be that are expected to be made. So we'll see how this plays out. But I think waiting is probably the best way about going about this. As we go into 350, like I mentioned, though, imbalances, 350 Eastern time, that's when you get your update. Let's put some hot lists up there. I know that Apple and Microsoft are going to be some big names. What other names actually big down? Moderna would be one that's interesting to keep an eye out for as well. Moderna and Vax maybe. Those are probably like hot names. They're just names that are just like being talked about quite a bit. But apart from that, I think Apple and Microsoft is what I care about most, and of course, the ones that aren't even on the list that are of the top names, right? Those random names that just show up, those are going to be thin, and that's what I want to keep an eye on as we get closer and closer to these imbalances coming out.
I just messaged Pratt if he's listening, maybe he could check the chat. I know he's done a lot of research on some of these imbalances, so maybe there is one that we're specifically looking for, and we can call it up as it comes. So we'll wait to hear back if we get anything from Pratt on that one, as he just cuts and pastes it. Yeah, just a name would be fine here, my man. Okay, it looks like NVIDIA is going to be, to the buy side, Microsoft. Just let me know if those are buys or sells. I can't really. buys. Okay, so NVIDIA looks like, so you just talked about this, looks like NVIDIA is going to be a big buy, Microsoft, and so on and so forth. So we'll wait to see what happens there, but that's what we're looking at right now. NVIDIA, Softy, a few other names like that. So we'll wait to see, but those are big time names, Arun. So any last thoughts here?
As we get closer to the imbalances?
Will you think you'll be taking something maybe light?
Nah, I want to see how these imbalances come out.
Okay.
Like if they start to take off, then I think there might be something. Like I said, if these imbalances were positive, this thing is going straight up towards 4,600. But it's all a matter of how are these imbalances going to come out. And none of us know really, right? It's just a matter of, it's a guessing game in a way. But we're going to wait to see. It's just, let's get the information. And once these imbalances come out, we'll make a decision on how we want to play this market, if there's a move to be made.
Perfect.
Given the day that we've had though, I guess it shouldn't be surprising that we're moving up a little bit because some profit taking happening, but it does feel like there's going to be some more positivity. Maybe these imbalances are to the buy side instead.
Yeah, okay, good talk there. I'm just getting locked and loaded here. We may take some trades as well. We may take the Qs, but here you go, right up to the upside right now goes the NASDAQ. You've seen me guys trade this before. When the imbalances do come out at that 350, sorry, it used to be 340 for TSX. We'll be looking, I'll show you guys both, man, TSX and I'll show you guys the TSX and the NYSE NASDAQ imbalances as they come out at 350. I like global payments, man. I mean, Darren, I see you here as well, but I'm honestly right now, I think a lot of these, I mean, I like global payments. They're doing a lot of business. I just, you know, I sort of made my bed there with PaySafe and been lying in it, and it's not good, man. It's like bed of roses turns into a bed of needles quick time. And I don't know about right now. I mean, Affirm's a little bit in the penalty box as well. AFRM, you've seen Upstart. I mean, Affirm is great. I mean, if Affirm's getting hit, you know, they've got the Amazon deal. They've got everything going on. If Affirm's getting hit, then I am a little bit worried about some of these other payment providers, like you mentioned there with global payments and so on and so forth as we move forward. But that's Affirm. And then how's my PaySafe doing? I don't even want to check this. I feel like this is almost like trolling here. Yeah, 360. Like, I haven't even gotten back into this name. We talked about where I'm long. I have to look at the price again. There's so many bag holds right now that I don't even remember the prices of some of these. I'm just going to let these go and let my kids deal with them when they get a little bit older. Sorry about that, guys, but you'll be happy that we own a lot of Google and Softy and all those big names as well. What's up, Brendo?
Quietly here, guys, as we head into the final 10 minutes of the day. RCL going red to green. So positive buy volume coming in to RCL, obviously a few minutes away from any imbalances that may affect this, but interesting move there. Red to green for Royal Caribbean.
All right. I'm pretty happy with that move there. It's nice to see that because yesterday we did take a bath on some of, not a bath, but it was our trade of the day on CCL. We got away from it, which was pretty good. I'm going to keep my eyes on it. We only have 3 minutes to go now before the imbalances come through. So I'm going to keep my eye on that Roblox, although I do have that stop order come through at 127.50. We will be showing you guys, obviously we'll be showing you guys the imbalances as they come out. So I'll just call up my screen right now to make sure that we do have it. Where is it? Because this is a pretty important day for imbalances, to be honest with you. We just talked about it's MSCI. It's the end of the month. There's rebalancing happening. So all those ETFs and hedge funds and things like that that are pegged to certain indexes are going to need to go. We don't have anything going right now. These are all as of 9:30. There's some little ones here. Like this one is bankrupted. It's never opened up. I don't know what's going to happen with that one. So we'll wait to see. With only 2 minutes to go, maybe we'll just keep it. We'll just keep it like right here as we go. I don't know where to keep it because I don't want to block anything here. But anyways, let's just keep it going. Let's keep the party going right now on these names. We only have 2 minutes to go. Roblox, we're still watching that. Hopefully it's a sell imbalance that comes through and we can get going to that downside right now. I think we can probably take a position on the Qs. We'll wait to see. We've done pretty well on this. Let's see if we can take something now on the NASDAQ. You know, if there is going to be some big sells coming through. Although we talked about Apple. Yeah, see, so right there. What about 394? Yeah, okay. We could take a little bit of a position right now on this. Let's just do that. We'll short right now 75. I think that showed up. Yeah, we do have an out. That's an easy out for me right up here, man. 394.10 or so is where we'll get out. So let's put that order in now to get out if it breaks above 394.10. We're going to have to get a little bit aggressive on that just in case it does blow our faces off to the upside. We don't need to hold this through that kind of a move. But right now, we only have a minute to go. The imbalances are going to come out. We're going to watch this. We are now short the triple Qs. Let's see how far we can go down on this one, if we go down at all. It's starting to go now. We are nicely in the money. We're short at 75s. Here it goes into the 60s, 61, 58. We're starting to go to the downside right now, so a nice little win coming for us as it's getting ramped right now. Maybe we'll just take a little bit out on a bid if we can get some 54s out. There it is. We do take a 54 out. Starting to get ramped up to the downside. Let's see what happens here as we only have now 30 seconds and we just took another short on the Qs. So hopefully, yeah, we're averaged in now. You can see my average price is, what is it? 72 as we crack into the 40s now. Okay, so this rebalance might be good, Mr. Arun, as we are starting to go back to the downside right now, starting to get elevated now. Yes, sir. I told Arun, I was like, you know what? We're already at one-time daily goal, but we're trying to get at 2. And Arun said the day is still young, my friend. So here we go. Roblox starting to crack. Let's see what these imbalances have in store for us. And it looks like a big one, man. A nice little move to the downside. Let's see if we can't crack some out here on this trade. Yes, sir. Get going. Nice move downside here on the imbalances as we'll just start to crack out of some of these Qs.
Yeah, the lows are going. The futures are at 62. Remember, the low is 60 even. Let's see if it bounces out through here. Because if you get a nice little bounce, this market's coming back up. But for now, the lows are on the table. Let's see if we can actually get through 45.60 because that is sitting right there. It is a nice little juicy number to work with. Can we get through there? That is the question.
Okay, so 1760. Here are the imbalances right now, guys. We'll talk about this. We just shorted SoFi. SoFi, 7 million shares to sell. Okay, we did take that short now on SoFi. Let's see how far we go to the downside. We are now short on this name, but not a great price. It's kind of bouncing around, not doing too much. SoFi there on the sell side. What else is there? As you can see, I'm talking real fast. Who wants a bid here? Who's got a bid? Who's got a bid? I got a bid. Let's keep getting out here as we go. Verizon, Hula, Wish on the bid side. Wow, a lot of big names here. DD on there. I don't see many big names that we trade on the show, but SoFi is there. It looks like this is going to be down.
SoFi is the biggest at 6.1 million shares. That is absolutely nuts. Who was saying that earlier? You know, imbalances don't matter. I want to actually see what SoFi did. Let's just see. Let's just quickly take a look.
I have the chart here, yeah.
Yeah. So imbalances don't matter, and you see SoFi falling apart. Yeah, I think imbalances matter. This is why you pay attention to imbalances. Because on a day like today, you're going to get that volatility. When you get that volatility, you got to play it the proper way, right? So just be aware. If you know it's coming, helps you avoid some tricky situations, some dicey situations. So just be aware that these imbalances do matter on specific days. Not all the time. Obviously, that's a different story. Not all the time, but on specific days, they do matter today, end of day, end of month. They're big, right? As the futures are sitting near the low, it looks like we're catching a little bit of a bid here. But if these lows go, man, remember, our next update is at 355. So if we get that update at 355 and these numbers get bigger, this market's going to crack here. It's just a matter of whether the numbers are going to be offset or they're going to get bigger. Because if they get bigger, watch out 45.50. If they obviously flip around, then that's a different story. But just keep an eye on these. 355 is the next volatility update. So just be aware. We're about 3 minutes away from getting that update.
Guys, this is an unbelievable run there, man. I got to give a big shout out to Arun. Good job on that. And then, I mean, look at this Roblox, man. This is now still tanking. We still got a monster trade here on for Roblox as we go 2 times daily gold just hit there on that move. So wow, we are loving life right now, man. Coming to the downside, 125, 126. Gonna hit this 125 soon right now. So a big movement to the downside. Roblox right now cashing your boy out of a beautiful day. Arun, man, love that you're here. Thank you for filling in. I hope you are having a good time. I believe that to be the case. Okay, Qs right now coming back down. This is going to look crazy because I have so many outs here, and I wish I just had one right at the bottom, but the Qs continues to make moves to the downside, so we're pretty damn happy with it. And there goes SoFi, starting to get elevated again. Yes, sir. Could we get 3 times daily goal as down goes SoFi, down goes SoFi. We called that right now. Look at this, 6 million shares down to 5.73. SoFi getting cracked out right now. Ford is on this list somewhere. Ford doesn't sell, down to 19. What are you doing, Ford? Get off the mat, Ford. You need to get off that mat. Matt. A nice little move to the downside. Arun, the Q's still accelerating on this downside move now.
You know, the S&P is actually trying to get through these 60s. We're sitting at 60, but we're not getting through it. This market is waiting for an update from the floor. And once we get that update, this market will accelerate or change direction. Just be aware, though, if this accelerates, 45.50, like I mentioned, that's the number to keep an eye on. 45.50 would be the marker as long as we get the update to the sell side. Now, if we get an update to the buy side, meaning the numbers get smaller or the market changes directions or the imbalances are going to change directions, then obviously it's going to be a flip up and we're going to rally hard. Given how much we're down on the day already, it's going to be a hard rally to the upside. But for now, it looks like we finally got through 45.60 now as we are working our way down toward these 45.50s. So nice little move on the futures here. This is why imbalances matter, guys. You got to pay attention. Be aware. Don't discount information just because you think something. Plan it out. Read it out. We've got the experience. And there you go. Imbalances look like they might be flipping around as we get closer to the update. It looks like a nice little move up. Wow, from 57 all the way to 62 on the futures here, and then a snipe back down to 58. So things are getting dicey here on the futures as we get closer to this update off the floor.
Look at SoFi, man, 355. See you, SoFi. Would not want to be you. And I hate talking like that because I'm a holder of SoFi in the long-term account. But you know what? For now, we'll crack-a-lack and get the wine ready, my love, because today we're rating this down. And I don't even know what else to say, Arun. Congratulations on your day as well. This is just continuing to go for us, man. Roblox, $3.50 in the money. I'm just going to get this out. This is the kind of day we're having. It's an absolutely ridiculous one here for us. So here goes Roblox. I'm just going to punch this guy out. Boom. See you, Roblox. You're out of there. Nice trade for me on Roblox. Hopefully nice trade for you guys as well. As SoFi, we just out there. Is that Roblox? Yeah. Roblox right there out 125.63 for another, what was that, man? Another $3.50 on that trade. So Roblox right there. Nicely done. Short at the beginning there. You know, we use this as some spots. Out, and there it goes. I said I'd share you some TSX imbalances. I didn't even look. Okay. Whoa, BTE, hello. TD Bank, hello. A big one there for TD Bank on the sell side. Yes, sir. And you just mentioned that, Arun. Look at this chart for TD Bank.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Boom there.
Nice little crash there. However, the futures are actually bouncing strong here. After, I guess the update actually reduced the imbalance or the size of the imbalance because the futures are actually bouncing nicely off these 60s. Now, if we keep going, I think this trade to the downside is done. We might actually get a nice little recovery move off the close here. Let me just quickly look at how the futures, actually NASDAQ. I'm just quickly looking over. What is the NASDAQ even trading? 16,100. Why is my chart at 13,000? Now I got to figure out what this market did when these imbalances came out and it's so far away. But odds are the imbalances got smaller as we got closer to the end there. So I think the downside move may be done. Maybe profit taking is on deck here as we go into the close, which is about 3 minutes away.
Yeah, I'm just emptying out, like we say here, on these positions, man. Great trading today. I couldn't be happier. I mean, as you can tell, I hope you guys had fun. I could barely even, my voice pretty much gone right now as we have just a continuous, great action on the show. I don't know if we've had, that was nice. That was nice. We'll be here for December as well, as that's coming through. December 17th is the S&P rebalance year end. You think it was exciting today, Arun?
It's going to be a different story on the 17th.
It's going to be a story,
The thing with the 17th is that it's also, today was just the MSCI and the end of the month. S&P, NASDAQ, it's quad witching. 17th is going to be a hot day. It's funny because Sean wanted to take the day off. Neil wanted to take the day off. And then I reminded them, are you sure you want to take the day off on that rebalance day? And they're like, okay, never mind. Let me go ahead and cancel that request. So everyone's going to be on deck here, ready to trade. Are
you in the building that day?
No, I'm not.
You just said everyone's going to be here, man.
Everyone on the show. I'm not going to be here.
Boo. But you'll be doing your review. We'll be getting Arun every day in December, hopefully, on at least a futures review. That happens at 9 o'clock. So tomorrow, it's my main man, Mr. Neil Roberts, sits back. Neil calls this the cockpit. I choose not to use that for various reasons. But Neil will be back sitting here tomorrow. Should be super, super fun as we go, man. That SoFi trade, I'm almost out of it. I only have 20% left, but that seems to be working out quite nicely here. as you can see. And then Roblox, that seemed to be a good out, basically at the low of the day. I cannot complain. Let's just see what these imbalances are doing. So this is what I'm talking about. Look at SoFi, starting to go back up. Where's SoFi on the imbalances at right now? Nowhere to be found, right? So as SoFi starts to go back up, I want to get out one more piece here at 19 on this SoFi. We're bidding 19. Maybe we can get that. I don't even see them on here anymore. So now that SoFi's gone, you could see, ooh, I see something that's going to be interesting to people. Where's AMC? I just saw it on here. AMC was a bid. Where's AMC? There it is right here. So AMC catching a bid right now. Not doing much on the chart, but they do have a bid. There could be a nice print here at the end of the day on AMC. Arun, there's only a few minutes, 1 minute left. Who's doing the bell? We don't want to screw this up again. As Rob running over, multitasking. You see that, Arun?
Yes,
this is
sir.
how you multitask as we go. But so far, so good here today. It's been a super exciting day. Let me just clean out of the positions, Arun.
Yeah.
You want me to cover, or you're fine?
I should.
Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to get a SoFi right now.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Q's popping back to the downside, so we'll put a bid on the Q's and get out of those. Now we're flat on that one. And that's about it, man. With only 20 seconds to go, I still have this SoFi. Let's see how low can you go, SoFi. That's really bad. Let's see if it goes into the teens. That's where we are now. A little bit lower than that would be pretty nice. And then we do have Pfizer we got to get out of. Oh, shoot. It was only 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We forgot to hit it. But thank you so much again for closing out the day with us, Mr. Rob, hitting that bell. What a great day this has been, man. Monstrous throughout. Fantastic. Brendan, did you get any love on some of those moves, my man?
That was pretty exciting, guys. Lots of opportunity, to say the least. Lots of volume heading into the close there. You heard some clapping in the background. That's the end of the month. Let's show you how things wrapped up. Not good overall for how the market stands here. 1.8% for the S&P, about the same for the Dow, the NASDAQ 1.5%. TSX a full 2%. This is all energy, guys. We saw 6% at one point for crude oil, 4% at the close there. Bitcoin and Ethereum about where we started for the day. So that was November. Hope you liked it.
I didn't like
exciting
it that much.
end there. Man, I was watching the futures absolutely going nuts here. In the final, final 5 seconds. So at 4 o'clock, we were down at 61, if anyone can see that cross. And then we got as high as 70 within 5 seconds. So 9-point move within 5 seconds, right around that 4 o'clock close. And then here we are trading at 71. So absolutely nuts. That's the kind of volatility you get at the end of the month. It's just one of those things. Pay attention and be aware of volatility, and imbalances matter. I can't stress that enough.
Man, thank you so much. Thank you so much to, it was Edward. Thank you, Edward, man. I think we had a great show. I mean, I think it was fantastic. Thank you so much, Edward, for the super chat. It means a lot to us. And we're going to take some lemon tea or something, get this all fixed up, because, I'm going to be bringing this energy tomorrow for you guys as well. So get ready for that. Look, what a tale of 2 days, man. Roblox long, a $1.50 winner, a $6.50 winner, back and forth, 50-cent loser, 50-cent loser. Short it as we open the show, guys. Then boom, boom, all the way to the downside. Some good trades, some great trades in the futures. I want to give a big thank you and a big, huge shout out, man, to Prad today. Prad, absolutely the #1 star of the day. He did that whole Memes and Movers show. Sure, you were on there. That was a lot of fun. I was on there a bit. Brendan came with a few news stories, but Prad definitely holds it out. I want to give a big thank you to Miss V, also on her day, not even a day, a sick day. Still all over the chat. Thank you, Ms. V. I hope you feel a lot better and take a couple shots of the good, and I'm sure you will be feeling much better. And of course, Brendan, what a fantastic day. Did we even ask you how we finished yet or not? Because this has been a crazy day.
John, you're so excited you missed it. It was very negative, so we'll move on. Don't worry.
Man, I'm not worried about anything right now, honestly. Yeah, exactly. November's, oh yeah, that's right. You did say that already, yeah. November's in the books. We cracked out another month. Arun, it's been a big month. Thank you so much for your support. And look, Trade of the Day is coming up. It's going to be on Roblox. Obviously, there's some more damage done there after. But thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the Trade of the Day. For Arun, Brendan, myself, and Trader Pratt and Ms. V, we're the Trader TV Live team, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Ciao, guys.